What you think about when you're born into a fire. Let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake it to the back of the pack, kill it anyway. Listen up now, because we're never dropping out. Beat the odds, beat the big house. Our brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves, we won't let the world burn away, burn away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake it to the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To blame, haters face the world's mistakes. Wake it to the back of the pack, kill it anyway. And we feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake it to the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To blame, haters face the world's mistakes. Wake it to the back of the pack, kill it anyway.
Well. At least we're back to our regularly scheduled content. Yeah, crazy ass weekend. Fucking. Yeah, man, fucking. Yeah, so this is the call that Becca didn't get through. I'm content cucking him by streaming the call first. Black jars are real. He can't hurt me. But yeah, so we thought Jar was leaving the internet, but it turns out he was just gonna keep making content. And like I don't this call dropped and it was the most insane shit ever, right? So I heard a little bit of this call, but like this guy who covers the R commentary space, Ace Space, got a call with Jar, and Jar was, I guess, cool with it. There's no way Jar didn't know that this was recorded. Okay, I really don't know how that happened. I'll get my Jar interview one day. I'm holding out hope. Why the fuck would Jar interview with anybody? It's always going to be the most malicious thing ever. If Jar was not stupid, which he is stupid, I would assume that he wouldn't do this, you know? But I mean, I guess he'll sit down with anyone. But yeah, so he sat down with this guy. And they talked for an hour, and I heard it was pretty wild. There was like a whole thing about black women eating chicken, you know. So like, sure, whatever, Jar. Yeah. I just want him to make another video. I just want to see what Jar has next, really.
So, when you said in your video that she made that maid dress with like without your consent, right? I was told that Ponder had your consent.
Well,
Hello?
pause.
Hey,
Let's back up a bit.
Hello, Ace.
All right.
He sounds so defeated in this, by the way.
So it's time for the call then.
Raise up the volume.
All right.
So, I guess like I had a lot of questions to ask you with your video, and this is an attempt to try to.
So out of all, okay, so Jar gets in all this heat and all this shit, and the guy that he sits down to interview with is like a random. I mean, Ace Space, like this is a good interview, but it's just like how did you get the connect? I want to know how you ended up in this position, you know. Needs the 0 HP voice. By the way, dude, I've been thinking about it as I've like talked to people and like done more interviewing as a part of this job. And this whole like the whole 0 HP voice thing, none of them actually have 0 HP voice, okay? Because these guys are one hit from permanently going down. They're being sad with the intent to get sympathy out of the interviewer, right? The interviewee is trying to like sympathy bait out of the person talking to them, so that way they go soft on them, right? Like I've had calls with guys who do that, and then after they warm up a little bit, they stop acting that way, you know? And, you know, Bob's your uncle, we get fucking Jar 0 HP voice, but I don't think Jar is particularly sad about anything that's happened, you know? With Jar's 1% battery life.
Side of obviously. So, for starters, I was brought a claim to me not yesterday, but during the live stream, that there was.
Wasn't that Yandere for you, Diesel? Yeah, that was part of it. There were other guys. I like almost pulled the trigger on a futuristic hub video. And we called for like 3 hours. And by the end of it, I was like, I don't want this right now. I don't want this right now.
There's some parts that you were allegedly lying about, and I wanted to hear your side about it. So, are you familiar with your segment? Like, you remember your segment with the Ponder thing, right?
Oh my god. Dude, every time I cover ACC stuff, they like bring up people like it's fucking Game of Thrones, okay? And it's like, "Oh, did you hear about when Varys was talking to his little ones and they whispered the sweet nothings into the other fucking guy from a distant like I don't like I know who Ponder is. I'm familiar with their lore. Okay, I'm familiar with Ponder's lore, but the fact that it requires so much extraneous knowledge to understand ACC drama, I go, okay, fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
So, when you said in your video that she made that maid dress with without your consent, right? I was told that Ponder had your consent.
So wait, okay, are they litigating whether or not Ponder had the consent to draw Jar in a maid dress? He gave her consent. On top of that, Jar has willingly courted a thirsty audience multiple times before. Okay, he's literally talked about how big his cock is in his apology video. All right, so like I don't listen, not the slut shame here, but like excuse me for not thinking the guy was like unconsensually drawn as a maid.
Well, I have no idea. Like, I really don't remember. I mean, if there's evidence that I gave her my consent, then there's that. But I definitely wasn't in contact with her with the thumbnail thing, and I did say I don't really.
Can you talk about how big your cock is in your expose video? You know, if my cock is relevant to the story, I will litigate my penis. All right? I will address the cock allegations if my cock is misrepresented.
Really care.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the only thing I just feel it's a little weird personally to be included, but like these were DMs I was given by I guess Lio for Ponder or something like that of like what you guys had. Doesn't really show much besides Lio for Ponder or something like that of like what you guys had. Doesn't really
Comes with the call, sitting whilst having cat allergies. Join the chat when you're ready. Okay, just grab some food real quick. Picture of a room, followed by a jar in a maid outfit.
show much besides her having the conversation with you and it being
I mean, I don't see how this implies consent. I don't really care.
No.
So, wait, what is going on in this already? Is Jar trying? What is Jar answering here? What are we investigating? What are we investigating? What is being investigated? All right. These messages are old. This is from 2018. These are 2018 messages, okay? But I like just what is being addressed here? Is the drama whether or not Ponder drew a sexy picture of Jar's OC? Is that investigate the white lies of Jar leads to his obfuscation of larger facts? Okay, understandable. I just think like imagine Jar was a serial killer, right? Since we were talking about gay Jeffrey Epstein serial killer. Imagine Jar is a serial killer. And the way that Jar is caught is not by any murders, but by linking him to the consent of a maid outfit picture.
The allegation, I guess, like from her side is just apparently she asked you in a call, which obviously is going to be he said, she said.
Jar the gay. I'm not saying Jar is a gay serial killer, but I am saying if he was a serial killer, he would be a gay one. Think of that what you will. You know, nothing against my homosexual brothers and sisters. I'm just saying, hypothetically speaking, if he was a serial killer, I think he would be one of the gay ones.
Isn't it amazing that, like, time and time again, the evidence of what I've done is in calls that are not recorded?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't see the point of recording this call.
It's just I'm the liar when it comes to he said.
Jar with the 1 HP voice. Why would you be considered a liar in this situation, huh? Why would you be considered a liar in this situation? Why do you think people wouldn't trust you, Jar?
She said, and that's how it happens.
Right.
Bro, I'm tweaking so hard. Jeffrey Epstein, the gay serial killer, became a legit vocal stim for me because of this shit. I hate it here. Wait, so you're telling me Jeffrey Epstein enters this discourse?
I see. And like I know like another thing that was brought up is I guess with the timeline of how it went, you remember your Jaiden Animations video? It was I guess I was only sent a clip of it, but it was about you talking about like if people don't want to make Jaiden, like if she doesn't want porn made of her character, then you shouldn't, right?
Mm-hmm.
That clip was sent to me, and apparently the timeline of that was like this is how it was framed to me. So I'm asking you. Apparently you made that video after the whole Jaiden Animation NSFW thing happened. Would that be accurate? Okay.
Yeah, years later I changed my mind on that. I never sent that picture out, and it's not, even then I don't think that picture is that NSFW. I mean, I was
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I get that this leads to more serious things, but I just want you guys to understand here that what we're discussing is like a mildly risque picture of Jaiden Animations OC, which is a really generic OC, by the way. We got a new big dog member, very based, very pog, very pog.
was always planning to talk about the Jaiden porn thing eventually, because I'm going to be honest here, you can come across it just by accident if you just search up Google Jaiden Animations on Google.
Your Honor, I wasn't even jerking it. I was simply looking her up. I was simply jerking it, Your Honor. I did not have my hand on my penis. I just spilled some ice cream right over where my penis would be. So I was taking a tissue, and I had to take off my pants because it leaked through my sweatpants. And, you know, I had to take a tissue. You got to understand, Your Honor, I wasn't jerking it.
Google Images, so I think I was originally planning to use that as a thumbnail. I just didn't get to that video for like years, and by the time I did, I completely forgot that was drawn for me.
Right.
Big dog will happen to little guys. You upgrade from little guy to big dog when you donate more money.
Okay. Because I guess like there's also a second thing in that clip that was a little interesting. I know like in your video you say something like you say something along the lines that the manga common art and the Jaiden Animation things was like the only thing like either NSFW/porn thing that you requested.
As far as I remember, yes.
Yeah, and I think in that same clip you say something like that, if you want to make porn of my character, I don't care. Like,
Yeah.
Jar, your character needs to be hot in order for people to make porn of it. But, you know, at least you got the maid outfit picture, right?
I don't. Yeah, but I'm not going to like go up to someone in DMs and be like, "Hey, please make porn of me."
You literally commissioned Yuri art of you in manga common, though. So you've literally done that.
Like, if you want to make porn of me, go ahead. I don't care.
I see. All right, hold on one.
But didn't you commission that piece of artwork? The message is implied that you commissioned that piece.
Moment, because I was also sent a screenshot too. I guess it would count as...
This guy is doing the same thing I do, where I have all the screenshots, but I'm making it look like I don't have all my shit prepared. So that way they're on the back foot. This guy's doing a really good job interviewing Jar.
Is a contradiction to the word that you said, but...
Oh, I know he follows me on Twitter, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's seen me interview someone before. This guy is actually doing a really good job.
I don't know. This one is what I was sent. That's what I'm referring to. Because apparently you said this on Twitter. Do you have the...
He's like, let me pull up the... let me pull it up. And...
Remember the context of that? Or no?
It was, yeah, I've seen it. It's me saying, like I think in the clip I say things like your dick is slandering me or something, and there's like a bunch of guys around me.
Your dick is slandering me, and there's a bunch of guys around me. What is happening in the image jar?
It's hard to remember because exactly what it was because well, there's nothing there in that screenshot. Kind of weird that people look through my Twitter that far back.
It's just a naked dude LARPing as a robot. I'll keep saying it until it's not true. What do you like? what is...
Insert clink clank clunk SFX about banging robots or I'd man. I'm so tired.
Don't encourage Jar right now. Like I'm sorry. I need to go back to the. It's just a naked dude LARPing as a robot. Chatter. I must. I mean, we're all naked when you think about it, but is this like implying that does Jar get on Discord naked? I can't imagine sitting in an office chair without pants on, okay? I can't imagine sitting down in my DX Racer gaming chair with reclining butt features, okay? And thinking that I'm sitting on there bare ass cheeked, hole to pleather, okay? I'm just salty over the design because I tried drawing it once and I hated it. Diesel, how dare you? You say I'm naked currently. I'm in public. Well, I'm just saying, like, there are people, and I know people who sit on their office chairs naked. What's wrong with you? People enter your room and need to sit on that, okay? And you're going butt to butt like that? That's crazy to go butt to butt like that. I feel like a chair lasts longer when you wear pants.
Right. Okay, because
I'm gonna be honest here, you have to be a good sport when stuff like that happens. You can't just be like, no, please don't do this. Like I guess I could have ignored it as well, but you know.
Yeah, you ignore it. Why are you encouraging them to draw gay porn? Was this like reverse psychology? No, stop. Please stop drawing gay porn of me. Like, obviously, like, that's way different than me being like, guys, I don't like it when you draw gay porn of me. That's like two very different tones right there.
Eventually, no matter who you are on the internet, eventually you're going to have gay porn drawn of you depending on how big.
What do you even mean? What do you even mean? What does that even mean, dude? Oh my god. I guess I'm not like in any position to argue against that because I have tons of gay porn of me that exist. Right? Like there's literally yaoi of Beckett and myself, right? But like we deliberately courted that as comedy.
You get, so I was like, yeah, it's about time something like this happened.
What do you mean a ton? I mean, by ton I mean like more than 4.
Okay. I mean, okay, I get like that perspective. I guess like it would just be like the clip of you saying like in your own video you say like these are like the
Diesel's not wearing pants at the moment. I call it. I swear on my life I'm wearing pants right now. This is one of those mesh chairs. Could you imagine sitting bare ass to a mesh chair? Okay, it's gonna you're gonna sit up from the mesh chair bare ass, and you're gonna look like a boar's head honeyed ham.
the only 2 instances I've either asked or requested
Prove it.
And
I'm not standing up right now, Chad. I'm not standing up. Prove it. Stand up. I'm not.
Quantum PZ celebrates 8 months of membership. No flashing pappy.
In your video, it would technically count as a contradiction if you said, if you want to make gay porn of my character, go for it. But
oh yeah, I mean, if you want to make porn of my character, go for it. But I'm not going to say make porn of my character.
Show us that boar's head ham. I'm wearing pants. I'm wearing pants. There's pants right here.
There's like a difference. Like, I think retarded analogy, but think of it like a washed car. If you want to go up to my car and wash it and clean it for me, awesome.
What is this? So imagine me, a robot, naked, like a car that needs to be washed. You could wash my car. You could jork my peanuts.
I'm happy if you did that, or I don't.
What do you okay, listen, the gay porn allegory to car washing scenario you're portraying here doesn't make much sense, right? Like I'm not saying you need to draw gay porn of me. I'm just saying I won't be upset if you draw gay porn of me. That's really what you're saying.
Mind. But
like, then why are you extrapolating this to a metaphor? This is a very simple thing that you're describing here.
if I like told you, hey, can you wash your car for me? That's a request.
Right. So you're more saying the difference is these are things you've generally requested versus what you're giving consent to, right?
Right.
Okay. I guess I could see it.
No, you're giving like that argument makes no sense, Jar.
That angle. All right. And I guess like let's see, because there's a couple other things with the video. Personally, when I watched it,
is he only offended by gay porn? Any other kind would be fine. Well, he's totally cool with Yuri. So he's like women kissing based, men penis sucking cringe.
Right. It kind of felt like there were some moments that it felt like you were blaming other things than, taking accountability. For example, right, there's a moment in the video that you even say that Himpleton's cancellation put a significant amount more attention onto your cancellation, as if it was kind of like his fault for why you're...
Himpleton's cancellation really had no bearing on Jar's. I don't think Jar's situation would have been improved or worsened by the Himpleton call. I don't think Himpleton being canceled moved the needle in the slightest.
Getting canceled, or at least he was like a big part of it.
Let me breathe for a second.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, that statement was factually true. I said him.
In his analogy, he liked the thing that happened to him. Listen, he liked that it happened, but he's not asking for it to happen again.
Getting canceled caused my drama to blow up even more. I wasn't blaming anything on him. I just said something that is absolutely true. Him getting canceled did make my drama blow up more. Now,
wait, what?
That statement was factually true. I mean, that statement was factually true. I said him getting canceled caused my drama to blow up even more. I wasn't blaming anything on him. I just said something that is absolutely true. Him getting canceled did make my drama blow up more. Now,
well, I feel like you just said a double negative there.
It's like
you were severely. By the way, Jar is too big of a YouTuber to have these kind of like opinions and shit, right? Because he's valuing the cancellation of like a 500 subscriber streamer Andy to him. Okay, Himpleton is like a commentary glup shitto, and outside of like this chat and this community, if I said, "Oh, did you hear about the crash out of Himpleton?" they'd be like, "Was that a town in Ohio?" Like it wouldn't mean anything. What okay, Huck? Like he's valuing Himpleton more than anybody would.
Like only added like maybe 5% of it, but it's not like I really don't know how I came across as putting all the blame on Himpleton.
Well, not all on Himpleton. I feel like there's a couple examples I would say. Like Himpleton's just one of them. Another one I would say is it seems like you even blame the reason why you uploaded your video just because Kubo uploaded your early version first, a day before that you were planning to upload it anyways. And
yeah,
what a crash out though. It was a good crash out. It was a good crash out. It was nice to have the grape jonkler around, you know.
In the morning, but the thing is, like, I was waiting for my roommate to come home to do extra research, reach out to Birdie, all this stuff. And even then, I've never, ever had a video of mine leaked out early, especially, let alone one with such a sensitive topic where I'm going against.
You've never had a video leaked out, or I find that quite amazing considering how loose your lips are, bro.
The grain. So I did panic upload it with what I had, but I'm going to be honest here.
Especially after he blamed his crash out on the Beckett video, dude. The amount of things Beckett gets blamed on, dude. He would have sworn that he killed a person, man.
Just say for all I know, I could have reached out to Birdie and I could have made an even worse video for all I know.
You could have even made a worse video. Like, you know what? Honestly, I want to live in that world. I want to see how deep that rabbit hole goes. What happens if Jar is left to his devices with no Kumo to force the upload?
I just never had someone leak out a video of mine early because...
I mean, realistically, what I would have thought of it happened on that day.
You know, Kumo was wrong for 99.99% of that drama, but leaking your shit, I don't think that was one of them. I don't think I would have put it out if I had that information, but if I had your video in advance, you bet I'm hopping into a VC with all my fucking commentary homies, and we're gonna sit down and laugh our fucking asses off at this video and be like, yeah, this fucking guy is gonna put this shit out.
To be honest, you probably would have got nothing from Birdie. Birdie's been ignoring every commentator. So it kind of just makes me wonder if the results would have changed that much, to be honest, rather Kumo leaked it or not.
Like, bro, Bleckett wants to just play WoW. Dude, it was literally like right before Beckett's stream, he sent me a message and he was like, I got a new head for my dragon. Isn't it cute? And I just responded to him. I was like, you are literally gayer than the women I hang out with every day. And one of them is bisexual. Like, brother.
It is true, but then there's also my roommate coming home and looking over the doc with him and also doing...
And then he couldn't even play WoW because he had to go on an idiot wrangling debate for the next 2 hours.
Extra research, looking over a whole bunch of videos on the topic. You see, I'm dyslexic, so...
Oh my god. Dude, I need to turn Andrew Cuomo's fucking voice lines about like I am gay, I am bisexual into a voice line or something that like for donos, because like I am black. Wait, which one of us is gay and which is bi, Diesel? I'll let you guys decide.
I am black. I am gay. I am disabled. I am a woman.
I need to make that a dono thing. That needs to be a dono sound, dude. I need to do that.
Are
you kidding me? That thumbnail on Black History Month? Oh my god. Oh, shit.
I do my research in a very different way from most people because of how bad my dyslexia is. And I was waiting for my roommate to come home. He was on a business trip.
Which is which? It depends on the day. It depends on the day. You know what? I think we should just start blaming Beckett for every single crash out that happens, okay? It's like when everybody blames the Clintons for something that happens. We should blame Beckett. just like, you know how it's like Sam Hyde commits every tragedy, Beckett creates every crash out.
At a really bad time, and then I got so shocked by Kumo leaking out that video. But who knows? I might have told for all I know, I might have told my
Blame Beckett has a catchy ring to it.
Hey, I think my video looks good enough. I don't want to do any further research. I'm just going to upload it as it.
So does this mean we can't do charcoal face mask this month, or does chat get a pass, Diesel? I don't think I can litigate that. I'm invited to the cookout, but I do not have a seat on the council.
Is because I understand the video looks like it's fully edited, but if you've seen the old version of my Cindy video, the one where I was bashing her, I don't know if you came across that. That was also pretty much fully edited, and I reused a lot of it for the current draft I had. I ended up uploading. Realistically speaking, I think I could have just changed 10% of my Cindy video to make it completely different.
I don't. The thesis of your video is what's wrong with the video. This is not like a minor, like, editing foible with your video that caused the downfall of your career, Jar. That's not what caused the downfall of your career. the thesis of your video was sweeping for this this individual who was involved in sharing explicit material with someone underage, right? And that's what the video was. And so you got shit for it, rightfully. Your thesis was what was wrong because you had a malicious intention with the video. That was the problem.
I guess. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like not much would have changed if I'm gonna be like blatantly honest. Just because, like, it was literally gonna be a day before. Like, it was a day before it was uploaded. I know you said you're gonna do more research into it, but it's like I guess I would just ask.
You would have done more research and found more brooms to sweep with, guys. Actually, I need a. You know what? I'm sorry. I need to just not use the term sweep or broom. I need to remove those words from my lexicon. Those terms are loaded and filled with. They have been ruined.
Ask why pass the early version around.
We'll plan to.
I am a 34 gay asustic Vietnamese man who can dance, draw cartoons, rap and perform on stage. Using your disadvantages as your weakness, Jar.
I mean, are you surprised that's the only way Jar can get out of this is by talking about how he's disabled?
Upload is always a maybe, but
At first I was worried that you were doing like a bit about the Andrew Cuomo thing, and I'm like, oh no, I'm getting an Andrew Cuomo bit, but no, you actually had something to say with your dono, and I'm very glad you did. You had me worried.
Want to get others' thoughts on it, bounce ideas off of people. I've been doing this with
A space in the chat. Dude, you've cooked in this interview. A space, very based. You did a very good job with this.
multiple other videos. I've had many people check over my videos. Like, I've done this with Lio, I've done this with Peaches, I've done this with.
So dumb fact about the maid thing, it's a trace. Do you have the original? Oh, okay.
With my roommate, especially because let's be honest here, I'm not the most socially aware person, so sometimes it's good to get feedback from others.
Sure.
And
I mean, I guess just to not to mean like to cut you off or anything, but have you ever had Romantic Goblin like revise your videos before this?
could you repeat that?
Have you ever had Romantic Goblin revise your videos before this?
Nope. It's just she was connected to the situation so much that I thought she knew what was going on because according to her and Kumo, they talked with Cine and she was completely honest with them and all this other stuff. This was the first time I ever asked.
So if I'm working on a video and like the people that are close to these people are close to your source and like I don't know why you would share it with them. Okay? Like I don't get that like at all. That doesn't make any sense. Thank you for the food, Ace. Dude. It's
Hey guys,
it's nice to see that somebody can actually interview and fucking cover the ACC space because I see so many people that are like all the interviews are like by schizophrenic crazy people. It's okay, Diesel. I promise he doesn't get better. Okay, listen, if I had to listen to another Lio Convoy fireside chat, I was gonna go play in the fire, okay? So I'm glad it's somebody else.
Ask Goblin to look over something for me. This was actually the first time I ever interacted with her. I didn't think she would send it to Kumo after I.
This is the first time I've interacted with the person, so I sent them a video that was sensitive in nature. Why would you do that? In what world does that make any fucking sense, Char?
Explicitly told her, don't show it to anyone.
Wait, so this was even, like you said, this was your first time even interacting with Goblin, right?
Yep.
Okay. I know sometimes you lack social awareness, but
I know sometimes that you say you're disabled, but why?
what would make you like have so much trust in the Goblin not to send it? I mean, you're like a 200K figure, right? Like, if anything,
I know. It's just I've never had that happen before. This was the first time.
Well, I don't understand. If you like, Jar realizes he operates within a den of like vipers. Excuse me, a short bus of vipers. Okay, so why would he take himself into a position where he could be taken advantage of by presenting leverage to an opposition? He is completely aware of the games that are played, so he just chose to do it because he was what, stupid? Like, it would be very easy to see a world where he shares it with Romantic Goblin because Goblin is a woman, assumedly. I might be misgendering them. I don't know. I'm trying to be PC about it, right? But that's how Jar's brain would think, right? And he would send it to Romantic Goblin with that intention, right? A gooning intention. And then Romantic Goblin could turn around to the opposition with Kumo, and then they go post the video.
Time something like this has ever happened. I guess
What?
I just,
Like Jar, I can see Jar being the type of guy to be like, I have a banger video, I am going to win. Okay. Goblin sent it to Jibs. Jibs gave it to Kumo. Okay. Well, there you go. I don't even know who the fuck that other guy is.
just got lucky up to this point. The only other problems I've ever had was people leaking that I was in a group, and that's it.
That you were in a group? What was that?
you know what? All right. How about did you have Relolin at least revise it or no?
Who?
Relolin
Rolling.
around like like your Cinebear video. Did you have Relolin ever go look through it?
I apologize.
What does in a group mean? You're right. What does in a group mean?
I'm trying. I don't think I know who that is.
No. Well, yeah, you know who it is. He is. We talked about him yesterday as well. He was. He's literally like the guy that was talking to you a little bit.
Rel?
Yeah. Oh, you know him as Rel. Okay. Yeah. His full name is Relolin on YouTube.
No, I didn't. At that point, I didn't want anyone to check over my responses or anything. The only two people I showed it to was my girlfriend and roommate. And
So you showed your response video to your girlfriend and your roommate, and they both said, yeah, this is good. Keep the part about the farts in. It's really important. You sent that to your girlfriend, and you were like, girlfriend, please review this. And then he played all the clips, showed all the sexually harassing messages. And then she watched the video and went, this is good, honey. Put it up. With lovers like that, you might as well pack up the bags, bro.
and one other YouTuber who I would prefer to keep anonymous, but he's someone who's known me for many years.
Okay.
I
so
wonder who that other person could be.
I'm just kind of confused because like
Unless it was Lio. I could see it being Lio. No,
Obviously-
because Lio would say, don't put out that video.
you have like people that are like your friends that you could trust on the platform, right? It's like I just don't know why you would revise it with a stranger. I mean, I don't know. I kind of get confused with that decision a little bit.
I understand it was mostly because she was so connected to the situation. And I also asked Akumo.
Imagine it was manga common. Hey, remember that time I sent Yuri of us into DMs? Anyway, I'm going to be telling everyone about that.
Anthropony, as I proved in my video. It was a very stupid decision I made, trusting her with that.
Could you? I can't even imagine. I'm trying to like imagine describing these series of events to a person in real life. Could you imagine being like, yeah, so It all started with Misanthropony.
Information.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna like drill into it too much because obviously you understand. But
Yeah, I'm just after this, literally one of the top 5 videos I didn't want to get leaked out before it was ready got leaked out. So I'm just
What hole of YouTube have I found? What do you guys do here? That is probably like the scariest thing that any person could say in a chat. It's like it's literally your first day online and you've fallen into like I don't even know how to describe this. So imagine I'm on a ranch and I'm the cowboy on the ranch. And then these are all the animals on the ranch. But instead of getting a rope out and like dragging them around, I just yell at the camera and then people go, "That's some good horse wrangling there, cowboy."
I'm just not going to have people look over videos unless I know them IRL at this point.
I'm sure Professor Dreadlock and your girlfriend want to be inundated with your completely nonsensical videos.
I
Yes.
mean, that's probably going to be the smarter move, to be honest. At least if you've literally like interacted with them for like over a year, maybe. But like, I don't know. It's just, yeah, I get it. I guess I get it.
Can you give me an example of a video getting leaked out aside from mine?
A video getting leaked out, like in general.
Yeah, like
Tons of different things leak all the time. It's just in like communities like people don't cover, right? Like Ace isn't gonna know that. Ace is an ACC channel that covers ACC. That's his beat. Okay, like there's no way that he would know about that anyway.
aside from mine.
Like Mama Max had that call leaked by Slug. That's something that happened, right?
Well,
Diesel, I swear to God, take my money. Keep wrangling.
Thank you, Almond City.
I'm gonna be honest. Not a lot of people make the decision to give their response videos or their, covering like a very controversial topics to complete strangers to review.
That's true. They're not giving it to just anybody, right? Like you give it to trusted people, but you were giving it to people who were completely untrustworthy.
So normally it doesn't get leaked out per se. I'm trying to think of like one where it happens, but usually people don't make that decision.
I understand. It was just because she was close to the situation, but I'm pretty sure a lot of
The more you listen to Jar, the more it becomes clear he doesn't know why anybody gets into drama. He can only view it through the lens of winners and losers, who got canceled and who didn't. Yeah. That's really a great way to explain it. I don't think you can sum it up better than that. It's like his fucking mental compulsion to view it that way too, right? Like he literally physically can't view it through any other lens. And as a result, he's destined to repeat this mistake forever and ever.
people have done this before me. It just didn't happen.
I mean, I get, okay, like I'm really not trying to like hammer in, but like I get that like, okay, Goblin was involved in the situation. Yes, 100% get that. But like, wouldn't you have at least known that like, Kubo and their whole like group at least dislike you? I mean, you always talk about like how the art community hates you. So it's just
Exactly. Oops, forgot I wasn't a member. That's okay. Thank you. I appreciate it.
the Kumo and Goblin are more anti-art CC, to be fair. But
What does that even mean? What does that even mean? What is the anti-art commentary community, right? Because the whole concept of this as a community is very strange to me, right? I understand getting online and talking about drama, but this isn't even like doing art while talking about drama, which I would understand. If it was like I'm drawing while talking about the tea, right? I understand why somebody would resonate with that because I have a lot of artists who watch me, right? But these guys aren't doing that. It's drama about the art, right? And so it's like people litigating the drawings or the animation memes or things that are really like just weirdly esoteric and niche, okay? So imagine being an anti-community for something that barely exists in the first place, okay? Jar's an interesting guy, not gonna lie. Surprised he accepted the calls. I don't understand why he would get in a call at all. There's literally nothing but downsides, right? So if you think about it from the perspective of a guy like Jar, and this is like most people in drama, right? If you are somebody in a story, you want your story told. So you go to somebody who covers stories like you or me, right? And you go, I'm going to tell you what my side of the story, right? Notice how that's worded, right? I'm getting something out of it by getting into a call with you. You get to hear my side and you get to look at the facts, and then you will save my career, or you will cover my story and make me look good, right? But by now the story's all done, okay? We're in the post-credits scene, man. All right? And Jar says, I'm down to call. The fact that he agreed shows that he doesn't understand that at all. That's how you get people in a call for interviews. They feel they can get something out of it. What did Jar think he was going to get out of this?
Sorry about that.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, they're more anti-art CC, to be fair, but I didn't want to interact. I didn't show it to Kumo because like I didn't know what he would do, because Kumo can be a bit unpredictable, and I didn't think Goblin would send it to Kumo. I didn't think that would happen, and I didn't think even if he did get it, he would upload it.
He's one response away from winning everyone over. Just one more video, Jar. Yeah, that's like a chronic compulsion of people like him too, where it's like, if I keep responding, I'll win. Really, like, again, I say it all the time when I cover stuff, is like, if you just shut the fuck up and go back to what you were doing, it'll go away.
So soon. And it just threw me for a loop, because I was surprised. I was like, Kumo, you're already kind of on the losing side here. Probably not the best idea to make more problems for yourself, but I think he saw me.
You had it in the beginning. He thought the 1 HP voice would get him sympathy subs. Yeah. But after you come, if you're the interviewee and you come to the realization that 1 HP voice doesn't get me a win, why do you stay in the call, right? That's something I've always wondered to myself. These guys know my MO, for example, right? When I do calls, why would you stay in a call with me after it is clearly not going well for you, right? Or like, why keep going? Just be like, or if you feel like, I don't really think this whole sympathy thing is winning it. Oh, sorry, I'm busy. I gotta hang up now. And then you leave the call. Nobody's keeping you in the call. It's not like we're physically sitting across from each other and there's this like social responsibility for you to like pay the tab at the restaurant or something, right? There's no like barrier keeping you from leaving. There's no social or societal pressure keeping you in the call. It's completely normal to just fucking hang up.
As a way to get out of the situation, but I don't know. I don't know what's in the guy's heart. This is just me guessing, and right now I'm autistically rambling, so I'm going to stop.
I mean, I think it's very clear Kumo does not like you by any constellation of the imagination.
That's understatement of the decade.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's very much of an understatement. But
I may not be the most socially aware person, but I don't think people who call me a rapist.
Dude, this guy always. One of my favorite Jarisms is how disparaging he is to himself, right? It's. I mean, it's sad when you think about it, right? Like, imagine one of your friends in real life was like, I'm miserable, I am disabled, I can't get anything done, nothing in my life goes right. If you're like an adult, you go, I don't want to fucking listen to you anymore. But if you like actually like the person, you'll go, I want you to get better. Stop talking to yourself like that. Right? Like, after a certain point, you stop and you go, brother, either get your shit together or like fucking, I don't know, drop dead. Right? But it's just like this constant repetition. Like, it doesn't get you anything. Like, the disability check doesn't come in the mail if you complain enough, okay? You need to do something about it.
Are fans of me.
Or a bigoted racist. You know, like, he called you a lot of things. Yeah, called you a lot of
Jar's gonna be like, how can I be racist? I have a black roommate.
things. But let me think. I guess like another thing where
It's weird how some of these people who try to play this weird social chess. That's another thing that I've like experienced most recently with like the Tyler stuff. Like, I'm not doing this whole like, oh, I gotta come to you and like ask you for an interview and we gotta all like work it out and do all this like cringe content shit just so that way we can reach some resolution. It's like, brother, nobody wants to do this like social chess back and forth thing. Like, I got like work and like a job. I don't have time to like have like an internet pissing match. All right, so can we just like get on with it? Like, either fucking like do something else, okay?
kind of felt like a little bit like of an excuse in my opinion, which I know you're probably going to say it's because you're dyslexic, but it's like it kind of felt like you were even like blaming the size of the document for it being like too long of why you didn't like go over all of it, or at least
I
depth.
I understand. Do still stand behind what I said. I do think the shorter document was a lot better. Like the first document I was like looking over and I was like, wow, this is all over the place. But I will admit, absolutely, I should have done better research. That is on me.
All right. I mean, fair enough.
It's great you agree with me. Now lift a leg and prove that you're wearing pants. No.
And I guess like just remembering off the top of my head, there's also like a thing around that you said at the end of the video, right? I was kind of like confused with it. You said something along the lines of, like, I'm paraphrasing here because I don't remember it 100%. Something along the lines of, I would love to like go and debunk every single little thing, but I feel like if I made this video any longer, no one would watch it. Something along those lines. Do you remember?
I would, if the jar video was longer, I would watch it. Okay. Okay. If the jar video was 4 hours long, I'd sit here for 8. Okay. If the jar video was 12 hours long, I'd sit here for 24. I would exclusively be the jar guy. Okay.
Remember that?
Well, that actually has a very different connotation. I should be careful with how I word that one.
I said I wanted to debunk more claims about me, but if I made this video longer, people won't watch it because, in my humble experience, when response videos are too long, people tend to not watch them.
In what world? In my experience, I've done the research. I've looked at the statistics. I've made so many response videos that I've pictured the perfect length for a response video.
And maybe not the smartest thing to say, but I felt like if I went into more detail or talked about things for longer,
Yeah, he won't watch it if they're too long.
like sometimes saying less is more.
I think you should have said more, not for any benefit of you, but for mine. You guys, Diesel's a genius. He's ignoring this whole he's not wearing pants allegations and moving on, much like Jar should. Unfortunately for him, we know he isn't wearing pants.
Because, I mean, like, look at what I'm in right now, just with what I've said, so many questions. If it was longer, it would have been even more questions.
If it was longer, my position would be worse. So that's why you didn't make it longer, because you would have shown that you're litigating frivolous points.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I feel like
I agree. The fart fetish segment should have been longer.
if it was longer, definitely more people would have watched the full thing. 100.
If I saw a Jar response to the drama video and it was 3 hours long, I'd be like, damn, this guy must have something to say.
% I feel like, just because with what I even seen with like your video on Cine, that was nearly like what, like an hour and 40-ish minutes, like roughly.
Yeah,
And people watched the whole thing of that. And
yeah, because it was
minutes.
Jar just literally doesn't have the attention span, okay? Maybe the Adderall that he's taking that he gets from his drug dealer is working, okay? Because it's allowing him to lock in, all right? Maybe he'd be doing much better if he went to the doctor and got a prescription for drugs.
Yeah, I was,
Just like the watermelon, Diesel will never acknowledge the pants allegations.
I've acknowledged the pants allegations, said I'm wearing pants. You're just all choosing to say that I'm not wearing pants.
Oh,
Stand up, ho. My ass is firmly planted currently. I'll stand up when I pee.
I mean, it is a different ballpark. That Cine video was much more heavily edited. I mean, I didn't want to heavily edit my response video because I thought that would make people think I was having fun.
Your response video hurt people's eyes. There's a non 0% chance between all these streams that one of the chatters died of a seizure because of your video.
Fun with it, and that could have reflected poorly on me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think you just had to heavily edit it. I mean, there probably could have been a couple more things to respond to, because I know like some things were still asked, which I did kind of ask a little bit before, but it's just some of the things that you said in that interview. Like, for example, like I think we definitely talked about this one, but it was like even like the 16-year-old thing with the phrasing of that. I feel like it would have been helpful to you to
X to melon.
Frame that a bit better, frame your understanding of like, your thought process a bit better in the video about that, because obviously a lot of people got the impression of, well, if this guy sees a 16-year-old, he's trying to get out of there because he can't trust himself, which obviously we explained, and that's not what you meant.
Diesel, I need you to know without fail, every stream I join, I get an ad for meat sticks. Not a coincidence. Not a coincidence. I cannot wait to finally do the melon thing so that way I can put this bit to rest.
Yeah, I didn't want like single guy in a pool. Obviously, I didn't know her age, but when I was by myself and that,
I need to back up.
Been helpful to you to, frame that a bit better, frame your understanding of like, your thought process a bit better in the video about that, because obviously a lot of people got the impression of, well, if this guy sees a 16-year-old, he's trying to get out of there because he can't trust himself. Which obviously,
this is like the whole thing about Jar being in like a public pool or like a hotel pool, right?
Explained, and that's not what you meant.
yeah, I didn't want like single guy in a pool. Obviously, I didn't know her age, but
Single guy in a pool.
when I was by myself and that family showed up, I was like, I was almost done anyway, so I was like, I kind of want to get out of here.
I just. All right, so this is just like one of those things I don't do alone. I don't like go to the pool by myself, right? Like I'm comfortable like going to the movies by myself. I'll even sit down at some restaurants by myself. But like a pool? Like who goes to the pool by yourself? You know what I mean? Right? Is that very like is that rude? Is that rude to say? Like I wouldn't go to Six Flags by myself. Like imagine going to Disneyland as a party of one. Right? Wouldn't you be like people would be like, you went to fucking amusement park by yourself?
Plus, I won't lie, this was when I used to go on high swims. That's when you smoke weed and swim, and weed does.
So he'd go on high swim. That's fair, but he once said he left the pool because a 16-year-old came to the pool in a bikini, and he didn't want anything to happen. Am I calling too much of you out, chat? Listen, I think we should normalize some behaviors doing it by yourself. Like those people that are like, I don't want to go to the fucking movies by myself. That's a couples thing. Diesel question, did you call with Lewis McClung? I'm going to put out a second channel video on that and just throw the interview at the end of it because I'm getting to it and I've just let myself become overwhelmed with work and not gotten to everything.
Make you very paranoid.
Right, yeah. I mean,
Honestly,
I think it's fine that Lewis like. Oh shit, my internet went down. Is my internet back? Is my internet back? Hello? Oh my god. Can we hear me? My streamer died. Like I can still hear his voice. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Jar sent the ops. What was the last thing you heard? I'll repeat myself. So it was talking about that I interviewed him on Chud's stream, or just in general talking about Lewis McClung. The stream cringed to death. I said the activation phrase. It killed the stream. It's like he's here with us. The stream is back. In general, yeah. I think it's fine that he apologized to Pumpkin Gentleman. I don't really know how many times he has to apologize. He does want to do better. I don't know, like it's just gonna take time, really. He's new, like he's literally new to the internet. It's insane. I've never met anybody like that before. But I'd assume there's a lot of people who didn't really start using the internet until 2020. I'm realizing that now as I've been streaming and meeting other streamers. A lot of these motherfuckers like got terminally online in like the past year. He's new to humans. Unironically, he's new to humans. Did you listen to his call with Tom? I haven't had time.
the reaction to what I said kind of proves my point. Like, if me just saying, hey, that could have happened and people are reacting like this, then I think I was smart.
If you say, Jar, I left the pool when a minor entered because who knew what could happen next, that's an insane statement, okay? That's a super loaded statement that you're describing right there, all right? It doesn't matter what the extraneous context is. If you present that in isolation to a random stranger on the street, they're going to think the same exact thing that everybody else would think.
Because I just don't want to be around in a situation like that with someone dressed like that in the water.
What do you mean dressed like that in the water? You're not, it's a bikini. It's a fucking teenager. What are you doing? What are you undressing her with your eyes? You fucking sicko. God damn. What the fuck? Why are you making this situation more uncomfortable than it needs to be? Okay? Like, I don't understand.
I mostly just swim by myself.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough.
Okay, I want to make this clear. I'm not saying, oh, I don't like, I might have done something because she was dressed like that. No.
What happens when you go to the beach with your friends? That's a tall order. What am I saying?
Let's say, hypothetically, you were at the beach. And let's say, hypothetically, there were people there that were not 18. What, would you just leave? Sorry, I got to leave. There's minors at this beach. Like,
I just didn't feel comfortable. I got out of the water and I left.
You didn't feel comfortable. He could have been groomed, guys. He could have been reversed groomed.
I don't see what the problem is.
Yeah,
I don't think there's a problem with leaving the pool when other people show up. But you're couching it in this, who knows what could have happened. There was a 16-year-old there. That sounds weird, dude. Nobody's saying that you're a pedo. Nobody's calling you a nonce. I'm just saying that most neurotypical people would be uncomfortable if you said that.
exactly. When you when you elaborate on it, yeah, it makes sense. I think everyone just took it the wrong way because of how you worded it. It just came off weird.
Well, it was also because I was really hated at that time.
Shut up. It has nothing to do with you were hated. Jar, I want you to go up to 10 people on the street right fucking now and ask them this question about that. Oh, if I was in the pool and a 16-year-old in a bikini showed up and I left the pool because there was a 16-year-old in a bikini, do you think I'm weird? They'd go, yeah, it's weird. What were you doing with that 16-year-old that you needed to leave the fucking pool? Literally, Katie in chat. I'm autistic and I'm uncomfortable, to be honest. That's it. That's all you needed to say. You could have been like, I like hanging out in the pool by myself, being high. And then other people showed up, so I left. Okay? But you're like wording it in this way that makes it weird.
I mean, that could have been part of it, but I feel like if you're definitely being hated, there's an increased chance to be like clip chimped or
Now that I would understand. Exactly.
Purposely misunderstood by bad actors. I feel like you should definitely consider a lot more of your wording.
I just go there to pee. I know I'm not muted right now. I'm not being one guy. I can see when I'm muted or not.
100%.
And I still got one guide because I acknowledged that.
I've seen so many videos of men being perceived as predators just by
What are you, dude? If you think that when you exist in public, I can't even begin to break this down. You have some serious things you need to work out with a therapist.
He makes it seem like he wouldn't be able to control himself, so he would rather leave than have in his words something happens.
minding their own business and sitting there. So I don't want to be put in a situation like that myself.
Yeah, I'm not saying.
So you are worried about being put in a situation where you're perceived to be a predator. I don't want to be that guy, but like, just don't act creepy. I know that's a tall order. I know some guys just exist and they exude a really uncomfortable energy, you know, but it's just like when you re-explain these events that you go through with people, you don't need to explain it like this. When you explain it like this, it makes you sound like you're a disturbed individual.
Stay in the pool jar. No, I'm not I'm not saying that. I understand your thought process now. Right? Like, it's just like, I mean, I think if
Who the fuck tells everyone just leave, bro? If you get nervous around naked women, don't go to pools.
you clarified that in your response, like maybe that like could have been like a
Half
segment.
naked women, yeah. Because even if this individual was, first of all, he doesn't know their age. He's assuming the person is underage. But even if it was an of-age woman, like a fucking 35-year-old woman in that pool, would he still leave? Because he's uncomfortable? Like, I don't...
Response video for that, and like the other thing was maybe like
I love it when JFA shows up in the chat. Jar at it again, I see. I'd call it and give my testimony of my own interaction with Jar, but your coffee gave me cavities and I hate you.
the 14-year-old thing. I think a lot of people were confused that you called it a honeypot situation, which
It's because, well, it's because it was. This was right after.
That's not what a honeypot is. If a teenager is existing in a public space in a bikini, that is not a honeypot.
Chaos 55T and me started
Right? Like fucking a honeypot is where somebody puts this fucking guy is killing me.
going at it. And like right after it started, I saw that and I said, I know this is someone who doesn't like me using this account. So that's why I immediately
What's a honeypot? All right. So we'll use the example of drugs, right? So we're not always constantly talking about the pedophile thing because it's exhausting, right? Let's say I put a website online and it says you can buy drugs online now, right? And I have meth, I have firearms, I have everything. And I say, listen, you give me crypto and your address for delivery and I'll deliver it to your house, right? No questions asked, right? And then you buy it with the crypto and it goes to your house, right? And then all of a sudden, you don't have the fucking item show up at your door. It's a knock, 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 and the feds are there, and they're going to say, hey, why'd you buy an AK-47 from this website? And then the website shut down, and then it says FBI on it. That's a honeypot.
blocked because I was afraid that no matter what I said, it would have been twisted into something bad. So I just immediately blocked that account.
yeah, I mean, I think like it was even like that Chud that said it, like just using the word
That is a very specific hypothetical. That happens all the time. People are really stupid, and they do that all the time.
honeypot just kind of like implies that there's interest or something like that, which is why I felt like that might have been like a bad choice of wording.
Well, I understand the phrase honeypot from an episode of Archer where they say
This guy, I know what episode he's talking about too. I've seen the entirety of Archer like two or three times mostly. But like the fact that he always uses cartoons as his point of reference is really funny.
it's where you get blackmail on someone. It's not
You can get blackmail on someone. The purpose of a honeypot could be to have leverage over them, yes. But generally, it is on a basis of like law enforcement that do honeypots, okay? Diesel feet pics purchase. Oh, this isn't Google. That's really funny, Lunar.
me doing the honeypotting, it's obviously the other person doing the honeypotting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm not saying, oh no, don't use.
I think that's the episode where Archer ends up getting his like Russian wife, and then it turns out that she's actually a spy for the KGB, right? And she was like rizzing up Archer with the intent to get like secret classified information on him, right? So it's like honeypotting with an intent to get something out of.
Don't pretend to be a 14-year-old around me. What I'm saying is I immediately got suspicious of that. And who knows? It could have been an
So why, but if you're not gonna do something that would, okay, first of all, yeah, as an adult, don't interact with minors, Jar. I don't think you're physically capable of performing performing an action as a normal person. But like you explaining that you removing yourself from the situation makes you sound weird, dude. That's it. It's just that it sounds weird when you say it that way. It's like you're saying something that's a normal thing to say, but you're saying it in the worst way possible.
actual 14-year-old who just misspelled the word happy and was really socially awkward with how they said, hi, I want to make you hoppy. I just felt uncomfortable about that. I blocked them and I moved on with my day. I don't see why.
Exactly. The way you just explained it right there. You didn't even need to share this information with anybody else. You sharing this information with people makes you sound weird.
What I really don't see the problem.
Like I said, it was just maybe like the wording of it again. That's like just
Yes, it was, his wording was wrong. It was weird. It's weird.
another thing that was like wording. Which, I mean, I know you like recognize even like yesterday when we talked about it that like, you know, sometimes you say things that not in the best of wording and it gets you into shit.
I'm aware that nothing has gotten me in trouble more than my mouth.
Right. I mean, I guess like what I'm also kind of confused about, if Cindy, right, was like an alleged child predator or, you know, alleged groomer or whatever label you want to put on it, right? It's just some of the things that you talked about in that call. Why did you tell him that you had files on every art commentator?
It was in case they came after me.
You're crazy. Everybody, okay. Every single YouTuber I hear of that has files on top of files, quoting Keemstar there, is fucking crazy, okay? All right? Everybody who has files on top of files, right? If you keep a running tab of other creators like that in your personal files, that's insane, right? That's paranoid, right? Because you're building leverage over them for drama in the future, right? Where you're like, oh, I have this message of you saying the N-word in the past, right? We wouldn't want that getting out, right? And this is very different. And this is very different from drama coverage, okay? It's very different from A-logging, right? Because these are people that are currently, when we A-log in the drama community, it is actively covering, you know, like a story that's going on with a person, right? It's not just like, I'm not just going to like, I'm not going to Oz Media. I'm using somebody I'm friendly with, right? I'm not going to Oz Media and starting a folder on Oz Media for in the future when I can turn around and tell Oz Media they're a piece of shit, right? That's what's weird about keeping files, because that's what that's for, right? It's not for doing like news coverage, right? Like it's for doing to get leverage over someone.
Because like,
Yeah,
and honestly,
those files are for life ruination. Yes, exactly.
just going off because like, and honestly, I was just trying to pretty much just sound cool because give me a second.
That would be snake behavior. Also, Ethan Ralph does that.
Yeah.
I think I just did
What a nice long pregnant pause.
it to make sure they could also tell me things with honesty because I was like, hey, look, I'm going to be honest with you.
Diesel, the issue with the file thing is that's an ACC thing to do. I don't personally like it, nor do it, but most of JAR's community does it. Okay, they're all mentally ill. They're all crazy then. Okay, that's it.
You can be honest with me.
All right, so
We got a pregnant pause, and it ain't me.
I mean, that is kind of like a little bit of like an odd move to do in that situation, regardless. But like, I don't know.
Absolutely. That's why I edited it out of the original thing, and then I wanted to be transparent and leak the full thing.
Yeah.
Like I could have kept
Creep show art is not the standard the ACC should set, right?
that to myself, but I wanted to be upfront. Unfortunately, that's now just seen as self-reporting. You don't admit to something, you're hiding it. If you admit to it, you're self-reporting.
I mean, regardless of like if you meant it or not, I just thought it was like a weird thing to just say in that situation, just because like it's a person with allegations. You know, you're talking.
Yeah, that's also like threatening. If you're like, I got the Keemstar line files on top of files is a threat. Okay, if you say I have files on top of files or any variation of this such, that's a threat.
You're interviewing them.
You're saying I can fucking ruin you if you cross me. That's what you're saying.
Right. Just
I already admitted I completely have no excuse for how I had to conducted myself in that call.
right.
Other than that, you're disabled and dyslexic and can't read or whatever.
I mean, I think you might have tapped on this a little bit, but is there any reason why you also ask like leading questions?
Because he got... I can't even use the word anymore. Because he got the mop out to clean up the Krusty Krab. That's...
Could you repeat that?
You might have answered this before, but just to ask just again, is there any reason why you ask Cinnabear like leading questions in the interview?
Because I was trying to cover their ass. In my opinion, I think that's what was going on, at least.
Jar?
Dude, he's like actively searching his brain. Okay, he's digging into the Just the Robots server center, all right? But it's not pinging back, all right?
Could you elaborate more?
What do you mean could you elaborate more? Why did you ask leading questions in the interview? That is a simple question.
Okay.
I'm trying to understand the best I can.
Do you not understand what a leading question is? Are you fucking dumb?
Because
Never mind.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'll put it a little bit like a bit easier to understand. Is there any reason in the interview, like when you ask Cinnabear questions, is there any reason why you ask them questions to basically lead it felt like you kind of like wanted to lead them to an answer you wanted them to answer with?
Honestly,
Jar. We talk about Shannon like Palpatine's return. So Ace, I don't know if you're watching, right? But when you're asking a question like this to somebody, I would say when you were asking whoever, like when you were asking, like we'll use Jar as an example in this. When you were asking Jar questions, why did it seem like the questions you were asking them had a set answer in advance? Right? Don't use the word leading question because he's trying to get out of answering that because he understands that a leading question is bad. Right? So he's trying to get out of it and he's trying to get you to reword it so that way he can control that question and control that part of the conversation. So when you ask that question, don't use the word leading questions.
I was extremely tired. It was late for me, and I also...
Diesel, do you know about Shannon's alleged new true crime YouTube channel? I have heard rumors about it, Her along with there are definitely some other people that were canceled in the past that I've heard returned to do something new on a new channel. I don't know. How long does Shannon have to stay in the doghouse before she's allowed to make a new YouTube channel?
So didn't want them to run away, and honestly, I have no excuse for myself. I don't know why. I guess I just wanted to hear the answers. Honestly, I have no excuse for myself. I don't know why.
I don't know why I ask leading questions. I mean, you and I both know why you ask leading questions, but that would be beyond unreasonable for you to admit to. So that's really the only answer you can give there.
I guess I just wanted to hear the answers. I wanted to hear. I didn't want to believe that they
Shannon was a stalker for years, so I'd say forever.
were. I think I said this in my video. I didn't want to believe they were as guilty as everybody made them out to be.
Well, you didn't believe they were guilty, which is why you asked leading questions. I mean, like, Jar could have easily gotten out of this, but he still gives the exact answer that, like, someone doing critical coverage would want to hear, right? Like, if this was a police interrogation and this was the answer he gave, they would give him the book, okay? They would throw the book at him.
Right.
Yeah, it was the first interview I've ever done, and mind if we take a break for a little bit?
Yeah.
Of course.
Sure.
Thank you. Just I'll stay on call. I just will mute myself. I just want to get something.
Yeah, sure.
He's gonna go smoke a bowl. It's either that, Jar's doing a line of coke. He doesn't come off as someone who would plead the fifth. Well, that I always say that when I'm talking about interviews, is that, like, you always have the answer to not answer. A long pause. Oh my god. Do you think he could hit a bowl in this time, man? I could definitely do a line in this time. 100% I could do a line in this time.
Sorry about that. I just grabbed some water and used the bathroom real quick.
That's fine.
Yeah, so I honestly think my thought process at the time was I didn't want her to run away.
I would have taken 2 hits in that time.
Sometimes you have to ask people leading run away, and sometimes you have to ask people leading questions.
Yeah, sometimes you have to ask leading questions, but you don't always have to ask leading questions. Not every question should be leading. If every question is leading, the other person could think that you're up to something, okay? You don't have... That's a horrible answer.
When they're in a state of panic, but I think...
They weren't in a state of panic.
The way
you can't be in perpetual panic.
I did it was incredibly stupid. I'm not the person to handle...
Getting flashbacks to Jar's interview with Beckett when he said he had to go take a dump.
Stuff like this, so I'm not ever going to try to do something like this again.
I'm not going to try. Yeah, I mean, sure, dude. Fuck.
Right. What made you want to get involved anyways?
This is a good question he asked.
Honestly, I felt bad for them.
You felt bad for them. This guy is so fucking guilty. This is like that guy who would be like on the, like Jim Can't Swim. This guy is like the guy in the chair in a Jim Can't Swim video. He's like, I just felt bad. I had to murder him.
It was they were. I mean,
Jar took the phrase "pedo wife, happy life" a little too seriously.
it
What up,
just
Lumpy
seemed
Willie?
like something was off. I did feel bad for them, and
Do you think he'd do a quickie when he had a toilet break? He poop, he fart, he get hard, smash, and come back to call. That is an insane thing to say.
I have a lot of feelings with a lot of dramas where I feel like something's off. And
If you feel like, okay, I think one of the hardest parts of this job is being able to, when I cover drama, one of the hardest parts is removing myself from the emotional angle, especially when I cover it on the main channel, because that's where I'm putting out like really like, I'm trying to put out like real brass knuckle shit on the main channel. All right. And that is hard to do because sometimes I fucking care about the stories I'm putting out there, right? Like the Grums video is coming out soon, and I do not like that guy, right? Like there's so much you could say about that guy that's disparaging, but you can't just make a video that's those things because nobody will be changed by that, right? Like you have to like batten down the hatches sometimes and like serious that shit up. But Jar obviously can't do that.
I don't say anything.
I don't even think I'm perfect at it. It's very hard to do.
Only for things to
Did you bring up the bus in the Grums video? Yes.
get revealed later on. Like with the John Swan and Dream drama, I was very suspicious about everything. I didn't say anything, and I was like, dang it.
We should have a poll. That's a great idea. What did Jar do on break? Jork it or snort it? Let me know your thoughts, chat.
And I wanted to take my time with this, like go through it slowly. And I really thought there was something here because
Well, you're never gonna find out if this person, like, let's say hypothetically, Jar, you're trying to figure out the true story behind Cinebear, right? And let's say you discovered possible evidence that Cinebear was like set up and this was all a big fucking gay op, right? Like, you have to go looking for that information. You don't find that information by interviewing Cinebear and only asking leading questions. Like, you're not putting in the legwork to figure out whether or not they are like being blackmailed or fucking like, you know, taken advantage of, right? You didn't do any of that work in the first place. None of your behavior indicates that that was your motive behind it at all.
end of the day, if I was wrong,
Diesel, how do you feel about Bo Black's posing as another non-binary person to catfish and play The Sims? Trying to get a black man in a dress to bang a woman while Bo Black wears a dress. First of all, I don't listen. Whatever you're saying there just got some guy in Beirut to go like shoot another guy in the face. Okay, you just did his activation phrase. All right, and I'm really fucking mad about that because that was not on my terms. The embassy will hear about that, Christopher. Also, I think I will say Bo Black's posing as a different non-binary person shows you that this is a fetish and makes I don't want to like disparage somebody's identity, right? But it does come off as Bo Black's is very dismissive of the trans and non-binary community, and it very comes off as he has a paraphilia rather than gender dysphoria. Personally, in my opinion. Where the fuck video? Video this week. Chris just caused someone in Beirut to get smoked. Yeah, it really seems more like a where, not you.
I knew I would get bashed, Cindy would still get bashed, and that's how things would have gone.
The fact he calls himself Manchi wasn't enough proof. Listen, that was more than enough proof for me already, but this just further reaffirms my bias. Okay, I feel more convinced in my belief about that. God, Emperor Trump will save us from bull blacks. You know, I was saying to the ladies earlier today, I said if there's any friend who's going to get me in trouble, it's gonna be Chris.
Like, if I was right, I would have helped someone. And yeah.
No, that is such an insane bet to take. Okay, he literally put it all on black when the entire roulette wheel was red.
All right. Yeah, hold on, one more. Thinking.
Last question.
I don't know. I think there was a couple things I still had to ask. Hold on.
Bo Blacks is the reason for the tariffs.
You know why you can't have guacamole at the Super Bowl?
It's because of Bo Blacks.
Bo Blacks called up Trump and said, Mr. Trump,
we got to take away the guacamole. And Mr. Trump thought it was a terrorist from Mexico.
Fuck. It just kind of like slipped my mind. Hold on.
Take your time.
Yeah. What else was there? Okay, yeah. I guess in the jar light.
Fun fact, his OF posts are back. Someone will have to take one for the team and pay $20. I nominate Christopher.
Call, like, oh yeah, jar. Yeah. I was kind of confused about like something. It seemed like you kind of admitted to something that sounds really fucked up. There was like a part where I think Lio just basically just says you use people as tools or stepping stones, and you just kind of like didn't negate that.
Lio.
I really hate that Jar pretended that he cared or wasn't either horny or trying to be inflammatory by picking the obviously wrong party. He does this every fucking drama.
Was yelling a lot. I mean, I did push back on one thing, and that was the only thing I pushed back on was I said I don't always go back on my apologies, and then I asked him what have I gone back on, and he said, "Oh, I don't have any examples." So like,
y'all are haters. Bobby's a cutie. I said this before. I think shave, get a Brazilian, and then we could readdress this conversation for Bo Blacks. Those are minimum requirements. I don't want it for myself. I think objectively for society that would help.
I don't know what was going on. Like,
the lighting was just bad. And also, men don't know how to take penis pictures, okay? They always come out looking like fucking Jeffrey Dahmer's like spank bank material, okay? Like
No, shouldn't say that. I knew what was going on. The thing is, I don't know what he was saying, so I just decided to stay quiet and not say anything because after the Chud call, I just made an ass of myself. So I just wanted to stay quiet. And I don't think I use people as stepping stones. I really don't think I do that.
You talked about wanting allies for your like perceived war in your head, okay? You were talking about wanting allies to fight the people that were against you, okay? Diesel, you aren't wearing pants. You have no say here. Okay, aside from I am wearing pants, 1, and 2, I would get a Brazilian. But I wouldn't tell any of you people about it. I'm just speaking in general terms that if the opportunity was presented to me.
But what if I do that? And I was in not the best mental state. I've been questioning myself a lot. I mean, I can't really think of an example of using someone as a stepping stone. Like I didn't be like more importantly, what does that mean?
Guy thinks internet drama is like politics. Boy, if I had a nickel for every time that happened, I'd have 2 nickels. Which, you know, It's a lot more surprising that it happened more than once.
Using someone as a stepping stone? Well, I mean, it would most likely, I guess, infer.
White LTG. No. We're not normalizing that term, okay? We're not normalizing that term. We're using leftist dark side Phil.
In this context, that you would befriend someone with just only the intention in mind to backstab them in a video later, so that you could grow yourself.
How is he Phil? Well, it's either that or he's leftist Ethan Ralph.
Which I guess that's what that was implied there.
Any example? The only example, the closest thing I can think of.
Okay, I can do that. Chris is interrupting this call. Chris, you're gonna summon something. Don't summon this one.
The name's Junkie, and he went against me first, and I begged him to like just talk things out with me, and he wouldn't. And then I thought, okay, I'm just going to talk about what he's been saying about me behind the scenes, and that's the closest thing I can come to. Like, I didn't backstab Lyle Convoy. Sure, I was working on a video, but I never made it. And you know, I've been going back and forth on it for several months. I didn't backstab Spoctor. We weren't that close.
I like how this guy is like presenting his. Well, I didn't backstab this person. I didn't backstab this person. But we're at a point in the conversation where if we're saying these things, it's gone too far. Skinny Ralph.
And, you know, I was pretty charitable.
No, listen, this is like if a failed author and Ethan Ralph had a baby.
All things considered, at least in comparison to other videos back then.
Wasn't the example he used in the call, if I remember correctly, Doodle Tones per se? Or...
I mean, Doodle Tones started it with me, and I tried to work things out with Doodle Tones for a long time. Doodle Tones got exposed that...
Hey, Diesel, as a gay Puerto Rican yourself, how can I attract gay Puerto Rican men? I'm very bad at conversation, which is funny because I can be on the stage and perform, but I can't talk to guys. I literally have no idea how you would pick up men as a gay man.
Doodle Tones getting exposed had nothing to do with me.
Right.
I didn't even know what was going on, but I'm also kind of if I did know what was going on, do you think I should have talked about what was going on with the FCK stuff? Because I'm put in this situation. If I don't talk about what my friends do, I'm hiding stuff. If I do talk about it, I'm a backstabber. The thing is, I've done neither.
Right. No, I don't think you should be silent about the FCK.
I literally, like, does the public need to know about something? If yes, you report on it. If no, then don't. Like,
I think that would be something I would encourage you to talk about as a situation, yeah. I wouldn't...
Diesel, how do I tell another woman I like bazongas? Probably don't want to use that word. Women don't. I've never had a good reaction to saying, "Hey, nice bazongas, ma'am." I've never had a good reaction to that one.
Ever discourage someone to talk about the FCK unless their only intention was to sweep things up or hide something. But I don't think that's what you would ever plan.
Yeah, they love it when you call them milkers. They 100% love that.
From my knowledge.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was also kind of just letting Lio vent because he seemed like he had a lot of built up anger.
Yeah.
I won't lie. Lio has helped me a lot privately. And
Diesel, how do I tell a streamer I'm watching he's not wearing pants?
I do thank him for that.
Oh my god. Okay, 66% of you said he was jorking it in the poll. So he's more of a gooner than a sniffer, huh? Despite his fart fetish, alleged.
That's why I was having such a hard time making a video on him, because I didn't know if it was the right thing to do or not, because should you only be nice to people who are nice to you? If someone helps you out, should you never call them out? Like I never leaked anything about Lio, as far as I know. The closest thing was a DM to Kumo, and I asked Lio for permission to do that.
Right. I mean, I guess we could like ask about that a little bit with the Lio convoy video. What was like? I guess what was going to be your angle with it? Just because I'm kind of curious. Like, what would have you?
He was going to do a video on Lio Convoy and back down.
Per se.
Well, the thing is, I can make up anything. Like, I can say anything.
The correct answer here was not to say I could make anything. I could lie. I could lie because the video's not ever going to exist.
I can say, oh, it was a defense video or an offensive video. I was just trying to go over his history and everything he did.
That's not true. He did tell Akumu some things about Lio behind the scenes before Lio's response video came out.
But the thing is, like, this is completely anecdotal because no one knows what I was going to say at this point because I never made the video. So I honestly don't see the point in even asking this question because let's be honest here, I can very easily lie about what my intentions were because no one knows.
I mean, I guess you could lie.
Yeah, he's laughing at you, Jar, because that was a weird answer to give.
If that's what you want your answer to be.
Yeah, because like there's no proof either way.
Diesel, how do I convince someone, hypothetically you, to watch the entirety of the wall review on stream? Hold on. I know how. No, not the wall. It won't take much convincing.
I mean, you still have the draft of your script, right?
I don't think I do. I think I could look for it, but I don't think I do.
I mean, I guess like that would be the only way if like in your situation that you probably could prove the truth is if you showed someone what you were writing. But I don't know. That's your choice. But
Get paid the 25th. Fuck my life.
yeah, I mean, I don't know because I was just trying to ask you for your side on it, but like I mean, it would have been
like he's just dodging the question because he already released information that it would have been a video like dogging on Lio Convoy.
I guess the answer would have affected.
But saying I could lie and say whatever I want is the most insane answer. Just say, I wouldn't have done a video on Lio. I just thought about it in the moment, and then I moved on. That would have been a much smarter answer.
I don't know. I'm trying to think. The answer that could have answered something, like if you were gonna make the video just to shit on him endlessly, that probably would not be a positive thing. But I don't know. Depends. Really depends how your answer could have been. But
yes, the thing is though, let's say I released a script. How do people know?
This was truly a wall I climbed. Maybe the wall.
I didn't like change it or edit it or whatever. Like at this point. Oh yeah. Well, the thing is though, like at this point, I didn't even make the video, so I don't see why anyone should care. So
because they're trying to discern what your intentions are, okay? That's why, because your intentions on what this Lio video would be make it sus.
Well, yeah, I mean that's fully your
choice.
I
don't see why it.
I
also don't see, huh?
No, I I get that. Like, it's definitely like your choice whether to make it public or not. I mean, I was just asking to see like what you were gonna like talk about in it if you were to make it, but if
Well,
you don't want to
it
share
doesn't
that,
matter
that's fine.
anymore. It doesn't matter because I'm not making it.
This guy, dude, he sounds kind of pressed about it. You know what I mean? Like he sounds like, oh, now I can't expose Lyle Convoy because I'm such a hated creator. No one will listen to me if I expose him.
And if people are very mixed on Lio, he's mostly
poor Lunar's gonna have to carry the weight for the goal.
hated. So it's whatever at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it's all right. Trying to think, because I guess like just looping back to that thing that was said with the whole like stepping stones and like tools thing. Were you trying to like, did you have like the end goal of maybe defending Cinny to hopefully one day that if you were in drama to ask her for help?
That has never worked.
That has never worked.
That has never worked, but you tried. I'm nothing if not determined.
Why would I do that? It has never worked for me ever.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just asking you, like, was that your end goal? No.
Dude, he's getting pretty fucking confrontational in this call, dude. You hear that? Look at how angry he's getting. Those questions bother him, dude. You're hitting on something there. When you get him like that, you're hitting on something.
No, because anytime, especially people like, there are certain people who would be able to help me, who I could befriend. Cinny is definitely not one of them.
Right.
I mean,
Another brick in the wall.
girl can't even defend herself, so why would I ask her for help?
Yeah, I mean, I guess like, when you say like,
You've
Another brick
talked
in the
about
wall.
getting help via drama. Throw what you can at the wall and see what sticks, you know?
Throw what you can at the wall and see what sticks.
I could see that. I don't know. It's just like with the DMs, it's like, you did definitely have a little bit of a savior complex, a little bit.
That's fine. I really thought I was doing the right thing because I thought worst case scenario, people bash me and Cinny falls anyways, and I thought
That's the problem is that it didn't come off as you were doing this like just to see what was happening, right? You had a vested interest in like the answer to this story.
that was the worst case scenario.
Diesel reviewing the wall review section. You know how many times I've watched the wall video chat? Okay.
But if the best case scenario was like I was actually onto something here, I think what I did was ultimately selfless, but anyone would say that. So I don't know. It's
You had selfish intentions. You had nothing but selfish intentions with that video. And if you think otherwise, then you might actually be like, I feel like there are people that go through life without an inner monologue. I feel like he doesn't actually have like a voice in his head that tells him not to do anything.
up to
The
like
demonic furries have to get reviewed.
Why?
it's up in the judgment is up to the eye of the beholder or whatever you say.
I mean, the only thing is like, I think
the thing is, I know I put a goal here and I have a feeling we're going to hit it. But the wall review is like an hour and a half long. I'm really locking in for something I didn't realize I won't. I don't know, man.
respect that perspective a lot more if you
Teacher,
went through the
leave
research a
those
lot
kids
more
alone.
thoroughly. Because I feel like
I
you
know.
wouldn't have came to the same I feel like you would have been at least to a similar conclusion to a
No,
lot
we'd
of
watch the whole thing, okay? There's no way I make a 15 dono goal and not watch the whole thing.
people. I mean, even Kumo conceded
can't
that
have
it was
buyer's
sexual
remorse
misconduct with
nowadays.
a minor, like on other streams, which he has even said is worse than grooming. Which at that point, I don't know why he would still
I
defend.
can't believe you did blue donos for that. Well, you know, I felt like I was being like a stingy bastard doing teal donos.
All in
for it.
all, you're just another brick in the wall.
Enter.
Kumo confuses me. But like sexual okay. I'm Can we take a break so I can ask you a question?
This guy, Jar's getting really fucking nervous in this call. You notice that he's like worried about this. It's starting to hit him that he's actually put himself in a very bad position. Okay, like he's not happy about what's going on right now. He's breaking down. He's gonna ult, guys. His ult is almost full. Doug Walker,
Napolitan Pookie.
Napolitan.
Sure.
Do you think sexual misconduct is worse than grooming? Or
What the fuck kind of question is this?
ask you a question?
Sure.
Do you think sexual
For the goal.
He's stuck in the wall. Who's he gonna call? Ghostbusters?
Help Step Diesel, he's stuck in the wall. Who
So
is he
what's the
gonna
call to
call?
make you watch all 4
Ghostbusters.
hours of Jim's? Oh,
Cuckcast celebrates 5 months of membership.
misconduct is
we will do a wall stream, but this will be another stream. Okay, I cannot do the wall stream tonight.
worse than
So
grooming?
what's the
Or
goal
like
to
what
make
is
you
sexual
watch all 4 hours
misconduct?
of Jim's
Well, I haven't like seen like
TGWDG
the actual
series?
definition of
We
it.
hit
It's
the
just I
goal.
remember-
Very based. Very based. Thank you.
I'm here to keep
guys.
Diesel up late.
Oh my god. Barring anything insane happening, the next stream
How
will
many
be the
times
wall.
do we have to teach you
Unless
this
something
lesson?
absolutely outrageous happens, okay? The next line in this call is wild. Chud watched it. Okay. Let me focus.
Sure.
Do you think sexual misconduct is worse than grooming? Or like what is sexual misconduct?
Well, I haven't.
Do you think sexual misconduct is worse than grooming? Why are we
You
comparing
mean
them?
like the watermelon squeezing?
If I grope someone, like I don't why? I don't understand. 4K Huck, she keeps getting strays from TTS. Okay.
Like seen like the actual definition of it. It's just I remember that was a claim he made. Oh, and I could look it up.
Because like when I think of grooming,
Diesel, we need your react. If I click on that, Chris, and it's something that I really know that I shouldn't click these things.
Amore, vieni a vedere quanto è venuto bello il ciambellone. Che buco carino.
Instagram, dude, the Instagram Reels guys are like really, really insane. Like if you go on Instagram Reels, do you realize how fast that you'll lose your mind? You know that meme where it's like the lesbian couple showing off their pug, and it's like they're literally that. He does look like the caterpillar.
like I think of people like trying to meet up with a minor in person, and
prepping them for sex. That would be the core definition. Yes.
yeah, so that's I don't think I don't know what sexual misconduct means, but if he said, "Oh, I think this thing is worse than grooming, but I'm still going to defend her,"
All right. So here,
that's
Is he trying to like put him in a gotcha? Because it kind of sounds like this is nothing but like an insane, incoherent ramble about like grooming versus sexual misconduct. It sounds like he's trying to put this guy in a gotcha question, but he's too stupid to figure it out. Like he's trying to word like a question that's like he's trying to like present a Dogwarts scenario. Okay, he's trying to do the Emerald Dogwarts thing right now.
here's
Yeah.
like I'm just looking up a definition. What is defined as sexual misconduct? Involvement in any sexual contact when the victim is unable to consent. So, I mean that would be like
that sounds like. So is it rape?
You only post on Reels if you want. Dude, have you guys seen like the Imam Peter Instagram Reels? Dude, I was in a VC and Nicholas Diorio was showing his Instagram Reels to us. And it was all like Imam Peter Griffin and brain rot. Like literally, I don't know how Nicholas Diorio does it. Like his brain should fall out of his fucking ears.
Like please, I'm not trying to be stupid. I'm really asking here because like when I hear not consent, that's the first thing that pops into my mind.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess if I read more of this, I don't even know why I was making that claim. Intentional and unwelcome touching of or coercing, forcing, or attempting to coerce or force another to touch a person's intimate parts, defined as genital area, groin, inner thigh, buttocks, or breast. They weren't even...
Chris, I can't even begin to tell you how much I don't want to show chat that video you sent me. See what I mean? This is the guy. You know, the thing is I hang out with him in public, and he's not offensive at all. He's actually very fucking normal in real life, guys.
Met in person. I don't know why I was making that claim.
I think this is just a case of I don't misusing the word, but I think it's very weird to call something worse than grooming, but I'm still going to defend it. But I did say in my video, Cindy did absolutely 100% speak very inappropriately around minors. I said it was wildly inappropriate. It was an optic nightmare. My big issue was I was focused on, is this grooming or not? But like, and I thought, well, she was already bashed for what she did. So like, and everybody...
What? You didn't want like a fucking... You were hoping for drama double jeopardy up here? Like what?
Already hated her, so...
Right.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I guess...
yeah.
I was just going to say...
He's really agitated.
Like with Kumo too. Like I know like with another thing that you like said, you... kind of like were a bit more convinced on his side for two things, if I remember correctly. One, usually he's very like bad-faced and malicious and has a very low bar of what he considers pedophilia, but was defending Cindy. And I believe the second one is he seemed to have won a few debates. Just like a little bit of a question.
It's the weed's fault. That man is not on a downer right now. Okay, he's up. He's up.
That too.
I think Jar swoops in on people who are in drama and then leverage it later against other ACC members. That's why I think he's not good at it, but he thinks he's doing 5D chess. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good read on him, honestly.
He won a few debates, right? What debates do you think he won? Just to start off with something simple.
I couldn't find the footage. So like I just remember at the time like him yelling at people and the people being like changing their minds on Cindy Bear, and I was like, you know, this guy seems like he really wants to fight for someone. Maybe he's onto something, because there's been so many cases where everybody's bashing someone only for it to get reversed later, and I thought maybe he might have been onto something. And I really thought, worst case scenario, if I'm wrong, I'm just going to get bashed and Cindy is still going to get canceled. And something even worse than that.
So I don't understand. If you realize that you're putting yourself in a precarious position, you did that. You didn't think that you would get any pushback on your coverage. If you cover somebody in a way that tries to portray them as good, and then the overall consensus is that they're bad, you're expecting to get no pushback on that? Like, you weren't covering them from an like an objective standpoint. You didn't even try to maintain the veneer of objectivity. You immediately full hogged into believing your theory and trying to find information that proved that fact.
Bend.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that I kind of have a hard time pulling with your logic is like, you know, his low bar thing, right? It's like, that's one thing, but it's like you've also recognized that I think you called him like schizophrenic, if I remember correctly.
You know, the term schizo is very loosely defined on the internet, but generally I think it's just slang for crazy person, and I would definitely say that Kumo is a crazy person.
Or like mentally unwell or something like that in your video.
I would also say mentally unwell is a very good descriptor.
And it's like...
I heard a rumor that he was schizophrenic, but I didn't say that.
Oh, okay, but you are going to propagate the rumor that he is genuinely seeing vans follow him. Okay, got it.
I don't believe I said he was schizophrenic in his video.
I think you might have said mentally unwell or something like that, because he showed the crash.
Even
out.
Kumo knows he's crazy. Yeah, Kumo's definitely crazy.
clip he had on like the Brion topic right after.
Oh yeah, but that's like that's just yelling. That's not like anything major. I mean, if I
I'm gang stalking you, Diesel Parasocial.
saw a clip of you yelling, I would think you were just like really angry and upset. I don't think that would be proof of you being mentally unwell, but I think yeah, he sometimes even people who are mentally unwell, like a lot of the times they do have like important things to say. Some of the greatest minds are
Oh my god. You know the funniest part about Jar is that he thinks himself a philosopher, chat. He thinks himself a philosopher. And that's one of my favorite parts, is that he thinks that he has like something of value to add to the discussion.
mentally unwell.
I mean, I guess
And-
it's just
Jar believes he's ACC Elon Musk. That's a... that could mean so many things.
wouldn't you like take it with a grain of salt if they have been like very bad faith and malicious to a lot of people? I mean, heck, they've literally considered Mr.
Goddamn modern day Diogenes. See, but the thing is that Diogenes had something to say. Jar is just saying that cartoons have gone woke and are bad now, while also not watching anything.
Sen to be just a flat out pedophile, and they called
Does
him.
that make Lio Trump? Jar, I'm sitting you down. Oh wait, that's more of a JFK. Just a robot, great guy. I'm sitting you down, Jar. We're big friends, good friends with Jar. My son Baron. Baron loves watching Jar. Who's ACC Biden? Oh my god. Holy shit. Ponder. Jar. It's not very good, Jar. Not very good. Yeah, I see you, Jar. You're talking to this Cinny Bear person. Not good, Jar.
I'm a pedophile
I need to work on my Trump. I need to work on it.
multiple times and like that. And I think you're aware of the Mr. Sen stuff, right?
Yes, I gave I recently blocked him because I was waiting because he reached out to me, but I just blocked him because I didn't want to hear it, because I've been giving him a chance for a very long time to make a video to defend himself, but it's just never going to come out at this point.
The worst part is that 90% of the names in this video I know. Like, I know of Mr. Sen. Just by a body.
think he's just going to bite the bullet on that, but I wasn't willing to
Like,
risk
like the curse of knowledge is really the problem.
defending him because it looked like he was guilty.
I mean, the messages did
It's the
happen.
cultural osmosis of autism. Spoken like an intellectual of the space, Makari.
that was like confirmed. Even like he conceded to it.
Well, he kept on telling me that it was like a context or fake, and I said, okay, I'll wait for your response, and he never made it.
Yeah, I mean, he kept
At least
saying that
as
to
far as I'm
everyone,
aware.
and then like there was like a stream like somewhere time last year of like Crows of Judgment where he talked
Oh,
about
I know who that is too. Oh my god, I'm totally online.
it and like even had screenshots of Sen talking to someone else to try to cover up the whole thing, and that got leaked, and Sen just stopped lying about it.
Oh, he finally stopped lying about it?
Yeah.
How much of your knowledge on the ACC came from Beckett? A lot came from Beckett with 2 T's, and then some of it came from other people.
Oh, finally.
I mean, he still tries to say he didn't know that it was Lolly, even though it said Lolly on the image.
Oh my god.
But other than that, he does admit to being catfish and, there being lolicon DMs. But like, the thing is, like, I wasn't like trying to go fully into Sen. The thing is, like, Kubo has called people like that just a full-blown pedophile. So it's like, naturally, with something like that, wouldn't you like be a little I feel like wouldn't like the natural response be, okay, this guy makes very shitty judgment calls. I should probably be skeptical of what he's saying.
It was more like, okay, his bar of being what counts as a pedo is so.
The first thing I hear
Kick
is
an
yeah.
underscore the underscore Swede
Dude, I
celebrates
am
9 months of
so
membership. The
you
first
know
thing
I am
hear
so
is Diesel
tired. I'm
saying
so tired.
pedophile.
The word pedophile literally means nothing. It means nothing. It's used too liberally. We're saying it too much. It literally means nothing. If somebody gets on the internet and accuses somebody else of being one, I gotta sit there and go, hey, I don't believe it. I don't want to hear it. Don't send it to me. Don't bring it to Diesel. He doesn't fucking want it. And if you don't think that it hasn't overstayed its welcome as a word in the vocabulary of online commentary, you haven't been here enough. All right, I've been streaming for like a year and some change now. All right, I've been doing YouTube a long time. Never in my life have I heard this litigated so many times. All right, it means nothing. Nobody understands what it means. None of it means anything. Nobody ever goes to the police. Nobody ever does what they're supposed to do. None of it matters. Stop saying it. If you say it, I assume that you have some mental deficiency. All right, there you go. Notice how all I did was say that Jar was weird. I didn't say he was a pedophile. I don't think Jar's a pedophile. All right, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to get on stream and say that. I'm not going to continue the conversation about it.
Low, or I guess in this case, I think I'm using the term so low. Like, he's called so many people pedophiles for so many reasons. So I thought, if he doesn't think this person's a pedophile, maybe he's.
So you're assuming he's an expert in pedophiles? I'm actually going to jump live on camera
to something. Maybe he is, because.
Well, he's talking about pedophiles so much, he must be an expert in such a topic. No, actually, no.
When the least charitable guy in the room is being charitable, maybe
when the least charitable guy in the room is being charitable. If somebody's accusatory of everybody else all the time, that doesn't mean that you listen to them for their character judgments.
Maybe I should hear about.
I see. I mean, you could definitely hear them out to hear a person's side, but I mean, even with Kumo, some of the things he was saying, he was trying to like say that there was one of the craziest things he was saying, which was not spread around as much, was he unironically thought that Birdie and like all these people organized.
Ace, you have a reward available if you play 30 minutes of Strenova. Okay, it's like Counter-Strike, but you play waifus instead of CTs or terrorist. Okay, just click away the ad. It's sitting there. Strenovia is getting all this advertisement.
A gay op against Cinnabear what his theory was that they all sent the minor to Cinnabear so that Cinnabear would fuck up.
That's a honeypot.
I wouldn't put it past him to say that. I wouldn't put it past him.
Well, he said that in a live stream.
Miners. It's crazy how they're back in the mine, and they got their pickaxes swinging from side to side to side.
And then it just like that whole thing got debunked because the group chat got leaked, and there was literally nothing of that happened, or any of the sort of that happened. So it's like I don't know.
Let's be real, the word pedophile lost all meaning a long time ago, at least in relation to online drama. That's so true. That's so true.
I don't know. With what I know with Kumo, I always take everything that he says with a grain of salt. I guess I could try to understand why you took it the way you did, but I don't know. If I was in your
Boy, the tactical child.
I would personally saw, yeah, this guy fucks up a lot of cases.
That's why. Well, that's exactly why you're not in my position.
I blame Mama Max. I do feel like Mama Max is partially responsible for the cultural relitigation of the pedo conversation every single fucking week. I do think there was some cultural zeitgeist that was developed a long time ago in commentary that made this a common sticking point. I wish I could find the cultural epicenter of why this word constantly keeps being brought up as if it's the most serious thing. The thumbnail of this video is insane. You should use it for every Jar video going forward.
I am. I made a very, very stupid judgment call, and I'm going to have to deal with the consequences for my action.
Yeah. And it's very clear.
I don't. It comes from like commentary trying to be like super fucking. I don't even know where it comes from. I'd love to know where. I'd love to do the anthropological study to figure out the origins of the pedo discourse.
That like Kumo was definitely
Because other communities online, they don't even have this fucking discussion as often. Don't get me wrong. Many communities you think don't self-police do self-police. They don't just they don't do videos on it. That's the thing.
bias. I think
So it comes off as there's more of it here than other places, when the reality is that we're just like very vocal about discussing it.
DMs got leaked where they were just saying that they were defending Cine just as a way to get to Birdie from like the Cine support squad.
This thumbnail seems to pull in more people than usual. Well, Jar did do digital blackface. That is something that happened.
And it was.
I mean, I kind of got suspicious of that when he.
Didn't it start with Call Me Carson? I feel like Call Me Carson is still too late. I feel like this has been going on for a while longer than that. I feel like this goes way more back. I think it comes from the desire to apply more of a moral importance to the community. Like, it looks like we're doing a good thing exposing things that are genuinely bad. Yeah, I think partially it comes from people wanting their work to be valid, right? I think it comes from, I think why it sticks around is people want their work to be valid. They want to be taken seriously, right? I'm watching back the cat person versus white LTG debate, and I forgot how to say it. Stop it, Chris. He did robot blackface more than once, actually. But yeah, I think a lot of I think I'm definitely coming around. Don't get me wrong, I can turn on my serious face, but I'm thinking I'm coming around to the opinion of that I'm an internet glub shitto, and none of this is like real. Like, I really shouldn't take it as seriously as I've been taking it. You know, like, it's really, I'm putting too much responsibility on it. Obviously, you should get things right and not be like a fucking liar on the internet. But some of these, like, I don't think it's, yeah, you both should and shouldn't. It's like a thin line you got to run. But like, when you take it too seriously, that's when you talk about this constantly. You know what I mean?
Sent me. No,
Plus, I don't know, man. When I was younger, I wanted to be like a journalist, and now I cover like internet glub shitto slap drama. Maybe one day in the future I'd go back to that, right? But you know, even there, it's like how much of the work actually matters.
not saying.
It doesn't matter when you turn off the screen, but when it does, oh boy. Well, some of my most serious moments have been the most stressful of my career. These last 2 years of my job, how far you have fallen. You know, the funny part is I make more money now. Right? But it's like, the most stressful parts of my career are when they seeped into the real life. Right? Like, it's all like, I can turn this off and go back to doing whatever the fuck. But it's when it did become like part of real life that it really became stressful. I think you bring a lot of value in this space because you take a high quality journalistic approach. Yeah, but I don't know if I want that burden of responsibility. I don't know if I want that. You know, this is a better gig than Reddit reactions. You know the thing? Listen, you say that. Just wait until you're making 6 figures doing that. All right. Listen, I'll fucking react to fucking Reddit post if it makes me fucking $100,000 a month. All right. Some of my friends were homeowners by 21. Do you realize how fucking mentally deranged that made me? Thank you for the raid. I'm busy having an existential crisis.
Just a little.
We got raiders. What's poppin'? When it comes down to what stories you cover, breaking info yourself obviously comes with more responsibility than a retrospective piece. I like doing both. You know how hard it is to be like to put a deadline on yourself and release info that hasn't been released before? It turns you into a crazy person.
Suspicious. I want to make that clear. When he's
I know I definitely need other creative outlets than this though. This fucking thing is nuts.
said, "Oh, just ignore Cindy, talk about Birdie," and I was like, "Why do you want?"
Young Diesel, I can't wait to be a journalist. Adult Diesel. Today we're talking about Yandere Dev for the 5,000th and first time. That's the problem, right? Because I wanted to be a war reporter. I wanted to be a war reporter. I've said that before on stream, where I've wanted to be a fucking war reporter, and there's like, I don't even know what world I'd be living in if that was the case. Maybe I'd be dead. Pookie, you almost died camping, so no. But maybe I'd be better at camping. Diesel, you also don't post every single new drama that comes up and put quality into the vids you do make. True. You're in the trenches now, pal. Shut up. Do you have any advice for someone looking to get into journalism? I want to avoid your mistakes. That is the most backhanded way to ask for advice. That is so fucking funny. Dude, I don't... Yeah, maybe you'd be pulling a West Side Tyler, true. Yeah, whatever Tyler did, don't do that. We could have gotten Dylan Burns and FPS Diesel on the front line, so that would have been interesting. Yeah, stay offline. But genuinely, though, I would like some advice. Fucking go to school for something that's not journalism and then learn about it in your free time. Read books on it. Read books. Unironically, read like nonfiction books. I know that's like a journalism school meme, but read Hunter S. Thompson. That's a great place to start. Read other gonzo journalism books. Read journalism books by people. Go do that. And then go to school for business or something that's actually applicable. So that way you could get a job doing something else while you're hunting for that career, because it's a career that comes and goes and the turnover rate is really high. So you want to make sure that you set yourself up for success by getting a degree in something else. It doesn't matter what your degree is in. You don't need to go to school for journalism, but go to school for something. Unironically, whatever you do, go to school. Go to school, learn to read books a lot, okay? And fucking do good in school. Literally, unironically do that, all right? Go to college. Fucking go to college. I can't even stress that enough. Go to college.
Want me to talk about Birdie so badly, because like, I'm gonna be honest here, there's nothing I can do to Birdie. Birdie has been canceled really hard back in like 2016, 2017 but so fucking hard, and they just stayed on.
But money. Okay, that's a later problem. Get a loan. Your chances of having a high earning income go up significantly when you go to college. All right? Don't go to a private college, go to a community college, get your 2-year done, right? And then switch to a state school and then finish out your last 2 years there and get a bachelor's.
On the internet, so I'm like, I don't see how I can do anything to Birdie.
Right.
Yeah, Birdie is, I will admit...
If I ever get into journalism, I'm going to credit you as my teacher. That would be really funny.
I wasn't happy with the whole "my roommate groomed a minor, please give me money."
Right. No, like obviously
And that-
Birdie's made mistakes in the situation for sure.
Yeah, and so have I. And yeah, I don't want to just run away.
Can we list these streams on resume as no, I wouldn't do that.
I want to correct my mistakes and not repeat them.
Yeah. I mean, I think Birdie
Yeah, bullies, it's different in Sweden. Here it's almost required.
Birdie like borderline scammed their audience because it's like they haven't really used the money for anything that they said they're going to yet. In fact, they spent
From what I've heard, it was either the two rumors I heard was they either spent it all on toys or they couldn't get it off of their account. Like the money's still there.
Well, they
Diesel, I am studying computer science. When I do some work, I will credit you as my mentor. Don't do that. I'm getting like all these emails being like, listen, my applicant applied for a job and listed you, but there was no number. Who are you?
Definitely spent hundreds of it at least on My Little Pony products. There's DMs that got leaked and all that shit. And it's like, that's not anything that you need to survive with or anything. And it was on My Little Pony stuff that they spent it on in Grubhub and Uber Eats and stuff like that.
Well, this has been going on for nearly an hour. Can we wrap it up?
All right. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else I need to ask? Because
Jar has to go to a sleepy time call. He's got to get out of there.
part, I feel like I asked a lot of the things I needed to. Yeah, I think that might be everything.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time, Ace. Thanks for allowing me to at least get my side out there. I understand I'm not the best in live calls. So who knows, maybe I said something I shouldn't have. I just
imagine he did a sleep call with you. If he did a sleep call with me, I would put my balls against the camera.
wish there was like with these allegations, aside from the Cinny Bear stuff, everything else doesn't seem to have that much evidence backing it up, at least from my perspective.
Sure. Yeah.
Bet want a sleep call. Oh my god.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. And I'm gonna get going now. I have a few.
So there was a few shout out to Ace for cooking in this, dude. Fucking very good, very good. It's nice to see an actual good interview. It was very good. Let me there was some clips.
You know the worst part about dating women when you're autistic?
What's the worst part?
When I was like just talking with this woman and she went, "You know who you remind me of? You remind me of Sheldon from Big Bang Theory."
Oh.
Imagine. Dude, that's brutal. That's brutal. I would actually leave.
And I was like, or when they asked me, like, this was the one time I was racist on a date, okay?
Whatever you're about to say now, don't let it leave your lips, Jar.
This black
She called me Sheldon, so I called her the N-word.
girl says,
Yeah.
"Do you like trains?" And I said, "I don't know. Do you like fried chicken?"
Wow, wow, wee, wah.
You know the worst part of dating when you're autistic is a crazy thing to come into the stream too.
Is it really any different for any of the streams I've had?
I was annoyed. I was like, "You see how this feels? Like, oh, I'm autistic. I must love trains." No, I don't love fucking trains. Do you love fried chicken? Like,
What'd they say back to that?
They left.
she said that was racist. Actually,
No shit, she was saying.
I'm downplaying it. I said, "I don't know. Do you like fried chicken and basketball?" I was actually, I downplayed how racist
Do you like fried chicken and basketball?
I was.
Oh no.
But I was annoyed. Like,
Dude, when he said that was either the rizziest thing that had ever been said in her entire life, or she was more offended than she had ever been in her entire life.
stop asking me. Why is it always the trains thing? It's always trains. Come on, sister. You're talking to the racism king over here.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I'm not a big fan of the prison system. Like, one of the funniest things I said to a black guy is he said to me, you white people just want all of us black people to rot in jail. And I said, absolutely not. That's my tax money.
The worst thing, as an autistic person, is the train thing is true. So annoying. Yes, I do kinda think trains are cool. And dinosaurs. And Minecraft.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. As a guy, when you're like a teenager, you're like, I don't want to like these things because it's not cool. But then you get in your 20s and you realize that it's okay to like nerdy things. And so all of a sudden you're allowed to like those things again because you have disposable income. Okay? Like I have a bunch of Gundam behind me that I built, and yes, they're all HGs, Lio. I know. I don't have the time to build bigger. Like, I don't have time for master grades right now or anything else. But you know, I've gotten the autistic label because I like to put together models.
2 or 3 months later, he was caught grooming an Australian kid.
Oh, this is about his ex-editor.
And my initial reaction wasn't, oh my god, he groomed a minor. My initial reaction was, why did you pick a minor from Australia? You're never going to meet up with them in person.
This guy. Yeah, I mean,
it's like the worst. It's the worst minor to
He's trying to give him grooming to
pick. It's like, was the Chinese minor too close to you? It's like you're throwing it. Say what you will about EDP, at least he showed up. He knew what he wanted. It's like you're not even getting that. You're not even having the possibility of getting it. So it's like you're sacrificing your entire reputation and everything for nothing.
What are you fucking kidding me? What an insane statement.
what would be the best choice of literature? My God.
I'm not saying
Josh the Joshler was my editor too, mostly because he did it for free.
it's like I'm just saying.
No, I know.
Yeah, I know what he wanted, but it's like you're not even getting it. You're not even going to get it. So it's like this is like beyond stupid. And of course, my next reaction, like first,
Azure celebrates 10 months of membership. Jar says shop locally.
I was like, oh my god, why an Australian minor? And of course, my second thought was, oh my god, he's grooming a minor. Why did he?
Is there no other ACC streams going on? I feel like the entirety of your community is here right now. What is
Man, imagine if your response video was done with your robot voice, man. That'd be crazy.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I almost started the response video with Rick Roll.
Oh no.
But
you would have got cooked.
If he had rickrolled us, I honestly would think that would be super funny.
It would have been funny though.
No, it would have, but you would have been hella cooked.
Yeah, but who name a YouTuber who
You should buy my coffee. I will pack it personally and mail it. Okay. Buy my coffee at manapotioncoffee.com. This has no relation to anything.
has made a response. Rick rolled someone with a response. I can't think of one.
Oh, wow, I Rick rolled you with my coffee.
No, you would have definitely would have gotten a lot of attention for it too, though. My God, I can already see all the arguments though being made against you. Be like, he's not taking it seriously.
To be fair, I was debating. Like, I've got so much advice on how to do it. Like, some people.
I am also the one who let Jar know about the grooming thing. He allegedly groomed someone who used to be a viewer of mine.
Told me, don't take it seriously. Make fun of the allegations. Other people said, don't debunk anything. Just apologize.
There is a short stat. Well, there's a goblin themed tea actually. So we have a goblin themed green tea. I took all the photos, by the way. Very poggies. Very poggies. And the pillow. Yeah, we're doing another pillow. You guys might have seen this goblin artist, Weaponized Thickness. He's a very, very popular goblin artist. And we're doing some pre-orders for him. So if you head over to Mana Potion merch on our webpage, you can go grab some of this stuff. But I like his goblins quite a bit.
people told me, don't respond at all. Some people told me, oh, this response is all right. Another person
Diesel, are the exploding candles coming back? I've been advised not to do that.
told me, this response works somewhat, but no one's going to listen to it. They're going to tear you apart. You need to scrap it and remake it. And I hate it when people tell me to scrap something and remake it, because I'm like, I don't know. What if I make an even worse one? I don't even fucking know. Speaking of Bo Blacks, I had a dream that Turkey Tom, Nicholas Diorio, and I think there was a third guy, told me that I need to talk to Bo Blacks because they need an autistic person to talk to him to set him right. And
this is a dream he had, okay? He's dreaming about Nicholas Diorio and Turkey Tom, all right? He's having an apparitional dream of these YouTubers.
only my autism could communicate to him that he's
Only Jar. Jar's the guy we need to deploy to save Bo Blacks. Everything can be fixed if we just deploy the Jar. Okay? Oh my god. They appeared to him in a dream. He literally had a it came to me in a dream moment, okay? By dream, he means shower conversation. Holy shit. Dude, we really do live in a society, right, chat? Like, what the fuck? Holy shit. Do you think it was pre or post nut clarity? Dude, he laid down. I don't even... I don't even know.
Put Bo Blacks in the jar sounds so bad.
Yeah, who asked? Like, he just gave that information freely, dude. God. Diesel, get the Bo Blacks plush. I need to buy one. I need to have Xylee procure one from Keemstar or something. I need to find one somewhere. Alright.
We didn't need Martin Luther King, we needed an autistic robot to have the dream.
Not during Black History Month. Don't take it away from him. Alright. Bo Blacks is like a he sucks in the cringe. He'll absorb Jar's powers. Not in February. Racism is canceled this month. But he has a black roommate. I don't even think the roommate's real at this rate. Dude, I'm so glad for Jar being around, okay. Diabolical.
I've said this before and I'll say it again. Jar freely admits stuff that Batman and Joker couldn't get out of me. Skull.
I mean, that's true, yeah.
Diabolical thumbnail.
I think my thumbnail is great and is completely flattering. I think it's one of the best. One of the best thumbnails I've done. It's not me who did the art. I won't say who did the art because they kept asking me not to say it was them. Damn it. You didn't make it. You didn't make it 5 seconds. I'm sorry. The joystick.
The
Hold on.
joystick is a metaphor for peen.
I thought you guys would have gotten it when this is your fault. Okay.
Oh, how you doing, Jar?
More people reacted to Jar's response than watched it. Unironically, there's no way. So has he been putting out shorts still? Let's see.
Which do you choose? You've come across a magical genie lamp.
Is
Unfortunately,
this a recent short? Did he just put this out? February 1st? Yeah, he's still putting out shorts. Guys, Jar didn't even leave the internet. He just stopped uploading big channel videos, okay?
this genie is very weak. He can only grant you 2 wishes from a list of very specific wishes, but they all involve tripling something.
These are all like brain rot. Could you imagine like, oh, I like the guy who asked the would you rather questions.
The first one makes you age 3 times slower. If you are 20 in 3 years, you'll look 21. You can live long enough to be over 200. However, a bus can still hit you tomorrow. The second one is triple wealth.
Bro is not built for shorts. No, he's
Everything
not.
you own, from the money in your bank account to your phone, is now tripled. Also, whatever you do for money, whether it's YouTube, Ubering, or work, you will now get paid 3 times as much. However, you will still have to pay just as much for rent and house payments. 3 lives. When you die, you will respawn in a safe location. Even if you drown in the middle of the ocean, you'll still respawn on dry land. Triple experience.
This is like literally brain rot content. Why is he putting this out on his channel? Like, there's no reason for this. Adult cartoons that only got 1 season. It's like, this is like content for babbies. Shorts before bed. Oh my god, he's really familiar with things that happen before bed.
Hey, random person looking at shorts right before you go to bed. I just have one quick question for you. How many shorts have you seen today? Check your YouTube history and leave a comment about it. After you do that, please ask yourself if you're wasting your life. Hey, random person looking at...
Oh my god.
Jar becoming shorts movie summaries are coming.
Look at his political shorts. Sure. Okay, sure. This is a political short. People in the USA were racist, but...
So at the start of the election, I was like, yeah, Trump is gonna lose. He lost to Biden once, he's gonna lose to him again. But then the first presidential debate happened, and when Trump said, I don't know what he just said, I don't think he does either, that was absolutely hilarious. Then someone tried to kill Trump, it barely missed his head.
Dude, this is literal
and he
brain
pumped
rot.
his fist in the air and said, fight.
That's literally... Okay, so this image, by the way, this version of the image is actually a fake version. So if you guys didn't know this, the part where it has like the little blood on the side right there, that's actually photoshopped on.
Oh.
Thank you for the
was
sex.
a late birthday present, since I was asleep for the birthday stream.
Thank you. I appreciate the sex. Yeah, well, you know, the birthday
Jar
stream
wants
was,
to
you know,
talk
put
about
aside for
people
some
wasting
special
their
material.
lives. The guy that seethes about stuff that happened years ago? How ironic, Lamau.
Oh my god, that looks so cool! That was a moment when I thought, yeah, Trump has this in the bag.
So you were like, oh my god, Trump looks cool, and are you fucking kidding me? Don't go... If you have Jar's brain and you vote on who looks the coolest, don't go vote. If your political opinions are based on who looks cooler, that's wild.
But then Biden stepped down through his own free will, I'm sure, and the Democratic Party decided to pick this woman, one of the least liked candidates from the last Democratic election. I thought Trump had the election in the bag even more than I did before, but then the debate between him and Kamala Harris began.
Kamala?
And him saying they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs was meme-worthy, but it wasn't a good look for him. At this point, I thought he lost the election, but then someone tried to kill him again, and now he once again has a shot at winning. He really dodged a bullet on that one. So at the start of the... This is pretty fucking bad, dude.
Oh, how you doing?
Is his other channel here? Does the other one have? Dude, that's terrifying. I know that's fake, but why hold on, I need to find a filter channel. Jar, just robot there. Oh, here's his old channel. Does he have no, he doesn't have any shorts on here. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how when you look up Jar, it's all content covering how ridiculous he is, and none of it is him. Did Jar win? I don't think he did.
Oh, how you doing, Jar?
Have you seen the power scaling content? I've seen a little bit of it. I haven't watched much of it. I'm very interested to see what else is in these shorts. People in the US were racist, but...
You ever think about how racist...
Cat says hi, Diesel. Hi, Cat.
people used to be in America. Even after slavery ended, white people were pretty racist towards black people.
This is like worded for like babies, dude. This is like content for babies.
But even then, white people still said, "Hey, black man, despite how racist I am towards you, and I mean like really racist, I think you still deserve the right to vote before women do." And you know what? I think that was a pretty good call. We gave black people the right to vote and nothing bad happened. But after we gave women the right to vote, it only took 10 years for the Great Depression to happen. Coincidence? I think not.
That's an insane. That's insane. Whoa. Whoa. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. My experience being a groomer. The goat.
I showed them my bag and told them I had all my tools ready, and I was very excited to do this. They told me to wait for them in the kitchen, which I thought was pretty smart of the young little kid. After all, grooming does make a huge mess, and it's a lot easier to clean a kitchen
Dude, what if we had Jar Nightcore?
floor than, carpet or something. But to my surprise, some other guy came into the kitchen. Maybe they were the kid's uncle or babysitter or something. They went by Chris Hansen or some other name like that. They asked me to take a seat, and I told them that's not how this works. They have to take a seat. If I take a seat, I can't groom to my fullest potential. They kept on demanding that I take a seat over and over again. Eventually, I finally asked him, "Do you want me to groom the child or not?" He screamed no at me, to which I said, "All right, good day, sir. Thanks for wasting my time and gas." The nerve of some people, am I right? I just realized this story makes no sense because somehow Chris Hansen shows still a thing, GPS isn't a thing, but yet I still somehow can use Discord. But eventually, I got my first customer. A mother desperately wanted her child to be groomed. Many people before me have tried to groom this kid. Some of them were even the best groomers in the state. So
This hurts to watch. Like, actually, this feels bad for my brain. I cannot. When you make your girlfriend, let's see this. Okay.
What brings you by?
You're gonna give me what I want.
Is this literally just a Family Guy clip?
You talking about?
You know, we're doing this and you're gonna find a way to enjoy it.
This is literally just a Family Guy clip. What the fuck is this shit?
I don't like it. I don't understand what's happening.
The three sisters have a magic hopscotch board that turns them into superheroes, but only at night and never.
This is just a Family Guy clip. He's just posting whatever. You know, I have hot wings in the fridge right now. Chat. And I'd really like to eat them. So I'm leaving now, and I'm kind of mad, so I'm going to eat them while frustrated. No, go eat. No. But I hope you all had a wonderful stream. We will do Pink Floyd The Wall review by Nostalgia Critic. It will happen. We hit the goal. But goodbye, chat. Diesel Hot One stream.